Jesus. Now
Yeah,
you're
brings you
tapping
back.
into like my young adulthood. My roommate, that's all she ever listened to. Welcome, Red Morning guy, or Rule Zero, or
Rule
Rule
morning.
Zero.
Rule morning.
Morning
Goat
rule.
morning.
And I gotta lie to you guys. So this is kind of a last minute cobble together. There's no plan. There's no thing. This is a show about nothing. I made you Elaine, Jack, because you have the longest hair, and I want to be Kramer because he had the Hawaiian shirts, and then John Fitch had to be George, and obviously Rolo's got to be Seinfeld. So I was going to show you guys something, and I want to hear your thoughts on this. If you guys been on, for you in the audience, if you have not been on Twitter lately, you should see this. This is insane. Like the lion, the witch, and the audacity on this broad. The audacity on this broad. Like what? These hoes ain't loyal, and they belong to the streets. Hey, welcome, Hawk. What do you guys think?
It just tells you women should be banned off social media.
This is my take, and Jack is stealing my take.
No, I've said it before.
Thank God we
Inshallah.
don't have women voting over here.
I'm glad Misha's here. He can tell us about the utopia that is called Islam.
Yeah. And you know the worst part is some guys out there suckling on this tit right now. Hey,
Oh my god.
these are not dumb shit opinions. These are divine opinions.
Oh my god.
This used up train wreck of an MS Paint drawing is right.
The fertility goddess right here. Nothing has changed for you.
Is that
Yeah.
Elaine? That could be Elaine. You know.
Ooh. Well, I was just explaining, Hawk, since you don't have your IRL face, I couldn't use you. I used Jack as Elaine because he had the longest hair. And that was the only reason I made him Elaine out of the Seinfeld one.
That makes sense.
At least I'm hot.
Yeah. So,
Gotta count
fuck,
for
I forgot.
I don't know,
I gotta-
how can you dance, Jack? Can you dance like Elaine? I don't know. Do they even get
hey,
Seinfeld? And
I did ballroom to the silver level and 2 years of salsa dancing, so I'm gonna leave it at there.
Oh,
Just
look
saying.
at you, man.
Wow. Did you
Salsa's not a
really?
dance, it's a food, you dumbass.
Okay, Mister, I married a Mexican. It's like, let me tell you, Latin America has moves, and it's called salsa, not the dipping sauce.
Fair enough, fair enough. So I don't know if you guys, Jack, this was before you got on, but I remember, I don't know if you guys watched this one. There was an episode with all of us, back when Rich was still on it, where guys saw us just bantering and calling Clary gay and that, and they were like, why don't you do an episode on male camaraderie and bonding? And then we had the big joke, like, it's every fucking episode. So this is, I guess technically this is the male camaraderie bonding episode. And I don't know about
luckily
that. You know
Hawk
the
is
one
here.
where they got lately where guys are supposed to like fondle each other's genitals to bond? Like, I'm not
Oh my
buying that, but I'd like to put out a counter message if you guys are okay with that.
Well, Hawk is here. We gotta make him feel appreciated nonetheless. Like he does partake in fondling a lot.
I need to feel represented. Yeah.
Yeah, but Hawk, men can bond without like gobbling on them.
Yes.
So you know.
Yeah.
No need to touch the pee-pee. It's fine.
Yeah.
So don't do
No.
meth. Don't touch PPs. Talk to guys. Have fun. Don't yell at women. Fuck, are you guys, do you really want to make this an impossible situation? Like, how am I supposed to save the West with this so restrictive rule set you've got?
Ask yourself, when did the West save you?
Yes.
Do you ever wonder if people are like this offline? That's one thing I always think about. Like,
Saving
do
the
they
West?
bring this dumb shit that they tweet about offline, or are they kind of like, look at these rubes buying into my nonsense?
There are people who bring it up in real life.
Really?
Unfortunately, I've met some people, yes, who think the same way in real life. Most of their kids, you know, in their 20s, or
You met Sneeko?
no,
That guy-
dude.
The more I learn about that guy, the more I weep. I don't know how else to word it, but like, because he's got a management, like all these. Did you guys know these guys have management teams, like
No.
Cucksmurf and Peterson and Sneeko and Tate and that? There's a army of assholes behind them telling them what to do that's good for their brand, and they've decided to become like a living AI.
All right, so Ryan, let's think about it this way. If you're making some, I don't know, like $300,000,
Okay.
you would pay somebody to take care of stuff. And I've been in, you know, let's say behind the scenes. I've seen how they take care of all of these influencers and, you know, the stuff that they tell them to do.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you're making enough money, you would put aside like 10, 20% and pay some people just to take care of stuff and tell you what to do and tell you what not to do.
So maybe they need to fire their fucking management team then. Did you see my shit post where, because the biggest thing right now is Destiny. Somehow he's like, if I'm as big enough of a Redditor people will talk about me and I'm fucking adding to the problem. And I was like, this is the people that they're letting bitch about morality. Like, there's two things that came out yesterday. One, he's pro child diddling, which, what a hill to die on. And two, he like, oh, I accidentally took meth and have a debate.
Well, scratch the surface and you find all those fucking bread tubers are into the child diddling. This isn't exactly anything new.
I mean, that's
well,
what
I guess it's new for
socialism-
me as a Canadian and a normie.
Nah, I guess that's true.
I mean, like, if you're fine with somebody diddling your wife, you would be fine with other stuff, honestly.
Oh yeah, he clearly doesn't give a fuck about himself. He don't give a fuck about them kids.
Yeah.
Good lord.
Like taking the phrase "fuck them kids" too literally, man. It's like,
Oh,
it's
There
like,
goes the monetization.
and there goes the monetization. It's like
Oh,
that
this
was
is-
not meant literally.
Don't worry, we're gonna do a Sesame Street PBS. This is funded by viewers like you and the letter F. The letters F, U, and cuck.
His publicist is like, oh man, we've got this this huge demographic that we really need to focus on. People that take drugs and then kid diddlers, man. We're gonna become millionaires.
Now that Epstein's gone, there's a power vacuum. Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
man.
Jesus!
I heard he's
what can you-
looking for an island. There's a sale on an island somewhere.
Oh no, there is. Not David Suzuki's island, but the island next to him on Vancouver Island is for sale right now. And the
David
funniest, it's-
Kawasaki's.
yeah, well, sure. I don't know who's selling it, but the funniest part, and this is like a total Canadian joke, our real estate market is like on a national bubble, so you can buy the island cheaper than a condo in Toronto.
Oh, good lord.
Well,
And you don't even need plumbing. You just shit in the ocean. It's like perfect.
wow.
If you ever wanted to
Go
go
and
off
sell
grid
them.
and you're surrounded by everybody who already homesteads, like everybody out there is still like a Elizabeth May Green supporter, and they don't believe in like, buoyancy and Wi-Fi causes cancer and all that stuff.
Well, sell your
If you put
condo,
him
then there you
we will
go.
be rid of him.
Yeah. So, do you guys think the audience knows who Marty is? Like, I'm pretty sure you'll know Chad, you'll know Jack, you'll know Red Hawk. Marty, I don't think anybody knows who you are.
They
Give 'em an
don't.
intro.
They don't need me. I think the best thing is what you said one time.
Uh-oh.
A jaded Southern gentleman with a clever sense of humor. So that's probably all you need to know. Just
Yeah.
deep South redneck. So
But that's good
Southern
though.
representation.
You guys are like the red pill now. You're the torchbearers. We're all the rest of us are ass models. And you
yeah.
guys are
But
still
when you pass
in
it
to
to
win
us, yeah. But when you pass it to us, we're probably burning our hands.
It's fine. It
Marty,
can't be
speak
any
for
worse than what
yourself.
we're doing to it. It can't be.
Well,
See, I like this.
Wow.
The audience is catching on to it too. All my life, I've dreamed of shitting in the ocean. Oh, sir. Buy my Gumroad course, and I'll teach you.
Listen, the problem with shit in the ocean is it follows you, so you have to swim way far out away from people, or else the
this
shit
is
follows
why
you. I don't know
pirates
what it is.
invented ships. This is why pirates invented
Okay.
ships. They raise themselves above the water and they can still shit in the ocean.
Oh, like
There was
gravity do the work. I like
engineering
it.
to it. There's engineering to it.
We're not talking about Lego ships, Jack. Leave it
No, the
alone.
real ones. Lego ships are like representation of real things, you know. They're based on
Minecrafter
fact.
in me wants to believe you. It really does.
I know. I know.
But I guess
pirates are
for the audience too. So you guys like realize this is just it's a cat like Red Pill was never supposed to be some super serious fight against saving the West and worshiping women and all this stuff. I think Hawk I love your stories about how you're kind of disenfranchised because you're. Can I call you a conservative or is that like insulting now?
I like to just call myself right wing, but
Gotcha.
you know,
prefers the term nationalist.
no, get out of here.
Populist.
Well, that's the problem is like it's so loaded. Like it's like saying red pill, so I have to apologize for fucking Tate's kidnapping charges, right? So I get it.
Yeah,
You're basically in a cool club that's full of tarts.
yeah. I mean, when you say conservative, like people say, like fucking Pearl, when she said the top 5 conservatives ever. Number 1, Ben Shapiro. Like Jesus Christ,
Oh.
woman. Oh my God. I hope they take her and take her far away from all of us, so we don't have to deal with any of her nonsense.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it might sound a little bit racist, but Ben Shapiro running the right wing sounds like Pearl running the manosphere. It's like, if you know
Damn.
what I'm getting at, you know what I'm
Yes,
getting at.
yeah.
Yeah. You know, I mean,
I get the Schmeckel joke, you know, the Goldstein reference.
you know,
We get
it's just, there's, it's just a certain group,
Yeah.
nothing to be said.
Yeah,
Yeah,
men.
we're-
That's what we're talking about. Men.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't
Red
say
David people.
conservative. Conservatives like too wide, broad of a spectrum now, because like they'll be like, oh, like Mike Pence or Mitch McConnell. No, fuck no.
Oh, dude, it gets worse because I'm Canadian, so the word means something completely different to me. For me, that means milk subsidies and wheat co-ops, and West Coast,
Ooh.
basically. Like our parties are regional; they're not so much ideological.
Yeah, and in America, it's all about tax breaks and calling everybody racist. So
Ooh.
you know, that's the American
Hey,
right for
if
you.
everyone's racist, no one is. Just saying.
Ooh, that's the goal. There we go.
Now, Martin Luther King got it wrong, man. Got it the other way around.
Freaked out now. You guys are saying you actually see people like taking Manosphere and like all this stuff seriously offline. I have never, in like 30 years of fucking, ever met a girl who had anything, like never asked what I brought to the table. She never asked about my politics. The only thing I've gotten asked once was, why is there a bicycle in your living room? And it was honest, my roommate brought it there because she wanted to train, but she just left it there, and now it was like furniture. And she was the one who listened to Paramore, Jack, so you'd like her.
Oh, I like her already.
I did have one chick bring up Andrew Tate not too long ago, like a couple months ago or something. Yeah, I'm dead fucking serious. Yeah, it was like something she got from one of her other friends,
Yeah.
or something like that. And we didn't really talk much after that. But just like, this sounds like Andrew Tate. I'm like, Jesus Christ.
Oh. Wait, were you telling her about your like trafficking funnel or?
Yeah, no, I was telling her how these bitches got to respect me, man. You know, you got to do it right.
Yeah, bro.
Dude, I'm not giving
Yeah.
CPR to another man. I'm not gay. He can die. He should have thought about that before he had a
So
heart
you're
attack.
going for
It's
Hulk
only-
Hogan with the vagina?
Damn it! I was
Am
just
I,
gonna
am I
make that
getting
joke.
that right?
Actually, at what
Also-
point resonated with the 20-something girl crowd anyway? Hey, what's up, Thor? What resonated with them? What was the question? Can I ask? Is it too private? Too personal?
Hold on. I just came back in. Am I?
out of Vegas? So.
Well, it's good. Well, thanks for
Morning.
chiming in. It's more of a banter, casual episode, so you'll enjoy it. It's Red Pill's too serious lately. The meth head child diddlers are fighting the Manosphere guys over the heart and soul of America. And we thought we'd just walk it back a bit with some bants.
I think it's the biggest red flag if a girl brings
I
up
love
Fresh and Fit or Andrew Tate.
Wait, what?
I think
the
it's
worst?
the biggest red flag in a woman if she brings up Fresh and Fit or Andrew Tate.
I can
Not
see
the
that.
tattoos, not the hoop earrings. If she brings any of these, that means she's spending way too much time online. She's not living her life.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Ooh,
mean,
these days.
apolitical is best in this regard. I've got a friend of mine who rolls around in my IRL circles, who's this chick that is nominally like on the conservative side of things, and she brings up like fresh and fit talking points from like time to time kind of deal. It's just it literally sounds like when Pearl's talking about it, because it's like, I don't know, for lack of a better word, it's not real for her because it never can be. She's a
Oh.
woman, not a man.
Look,
It's
look.
just like, why are you talking about this shit?
Are we really surprised though that women actually enjoy the content? Because all it is these days is gossip and yelling and drama. Of course women are going to be into it. Let's be honest here. Like Ryan always says, men are raised as defective women. If there isn't a better representation than that, I would love to hear it. I am open to suggestions.
Dude,
that's an excellent super chat.
that is an excellent super chat. Fucking awesome. Bunch of bitches. I agree wholeheartedly. Oh, fuck.
Just saying.
I miss this banter. I really do.
You red evening, man. Every goddamn time.
I'm a morning person on the East Coast. You guys are like, it's 9:30. I'm like, I'm fucking asleep, bro.
Old. Just old.
I wish it's old. Here's the worst part. I don't know. You guys probably stay up late, but in like the millennial generation now, it's the boomers are like up till 3 a.m. and sleeping until 10. All the millennials I know are busy working and they're up at like 5:30 every day. We've turned into like the new Puritans.
Dude, I'm up at like
Really?
4:30 every morning.
Well, how about
I-
that?
Yeah, I mean, I'm lucky that Rob is like partially boomer or something because he stays up till 11. So, yeah. No More Mr. Nice Guy is the first book on the Red Pill sidebar. Read the Room. Yeah.
Yeah, Chesty's in the chat. I love watching it because he comes in here with that dose of cold water. It's like, hey, you fucking tards, There's actually
He-
stuff to learn and people to fuck.
Chesty should be in here, but he bills like $500 an hour. We really can't afford him.
No.
True.
Can you imagine Chesty on Fresh and Fit?
Dude,
They get
first
into a
off,
boxing match.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. How could I forget?
you know what I would love about that too? The way I can see Chesty fight, if he got into that match, he would cheat because he would just want to like knock him down. So he'd like punch him in the nuts, and, like disqualified, and he just walks off. It's like, I don't give a fuck.
Hey, it's not about how you win. It's about that you win.
It's that you're even competing. You're in the Tard Olympics, and you're like, I'm going to be the best Tard that ever tarded. It's like, no, I don't think so.
Remember the South Park episode where Cartman pretends to be tarded so he can participate in the Special Olympics and he still loses? It's kind of
Really?
yeah.
Oh,
That reminds me of the Grimes episode of The Simpsons where Homer competed with the kids over the nuclear. He just put racing stripes on the nuclear plant and beat them in the contest.
Yep.
And everybody's cheering him because like he's losing against kids or he's winning against kids. It's like, yeah, Homer's crushing it.
I don't know what you guys are talking about. I always saw that it was the greatest flex in the world to flex that you are a world champion kickboxer. You know, that sport is almost as popular as women's professional soccer. I don't know about
Ooh.
you guys. Yeah.
Oh wow. Cold.
doesn't matter that there's probably 5 different like
Leagues,
whatever
yeah.
leagues. Yeah. So there's 5 different world champions at any given time.
Oh, dude, it's great. It's the greatest baseball stat ever. I'm the ICBLGA kickboxing champion of Southern Detroit
Oh, good.
on Tuesdays.
Yeah. Sunday church league.
Oh,
What color is
finally.
your confiscated Bugatti, sir? Well, fuck off.
Oh, I still love that the guy flexed on Twitter like, "Hey, you didn't get this car." Response from the Dubai police: "Hey, we're looking for that. Thanks."
I gotta admit too, like it isn't. I don't know if there's a conspiracy of evil white men out there trying to destroy men sexual strategy, but like if it was to play out like this cartoonish Bond villain, this is kind of how it all play out. Put in a bunch of clowns there to draw everybody into clown shit and let their greed take over. You know,
Literally
rub
like-
hands, memes.
It's literally like the send in the clowns meme from Joker, like 2019. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Send
Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if there's somebody behind all of this shit.
I don't know, Thor, you run with
You would be
Rolo on
surprised
that.
what PR companies do.
Yeah, on that anti-meth stream, anti-Destiny meth stream. What do you think? Do you think there is a conspiracy? Take us down?
I actually do, and I did
Huh.
a year-end prediction stream too, and I didn't know to the extent, but just with my ear to the train track, they view it like a game. Some of these gamers doing takedowns, and yeah, there's an effort. If you call it conspiracy, where 2 or more get together and they decide they're going to entertain themselves by attacking an individual and trying to set somebody up that might be vulnerable. Yes, that's actually occurring, and it also occurs on across the spectrum, right wing, left wing. They use the same tactics.
No, I get it
If they
then. That
disagree.
makes sense. So it's not like an evil conspiracy between that certain religion versus the rest of us to keep us down. It's a bunch of bored trust fund drama kids deciding to play
It's
serious
my gang.
games as children.
Yep, my gang versus yours. Yes, that's exactly what it is. It's children wanting to play serious games.
Sounds like somebody needs a fucking spank. Actually, wait, I probably shouldn't do that. He probably would like that, Blue Boy. Dude, I really can't stand him. It's not because of anything he says or he does. It's just because, like, who the fuck are you to start muscling in here?
When you have no muscles.
He's
That-
the,
that
he's
was-
the
That was
He's the
that was
king
the
of the-
that was the exact prediction. That was the exact prediction in January. I did a stream and I said Destiny, Sneeko, and I had a whole list of names, and I was just watching their content. They would like to be the face of the Manosphere, and it would be great for them to move all of us out, and we make the perfect oppressors. So using the oppressors, these guys are lying, they're holding you down. Don't listen to them, listen to us. We have the light, we have the truth. This was being kind of openly broadcast on some of those Twitch streams. Something happened to Twitch too, where their revenues went down and they all came into
YouTube.
Oh, yeah, they came to
YouTube.
YouTube.
Yes, and so, they had already established themselves and had revenue streams. I was having a conversation with a relatively well-known creator that we all know that had become under recent attack, and he wanted to attack back and do some other action. I said, they have money, They don't have any problems using illegal teams, and they have production staffs. They were able to acquire all of this via their Twitch career, and they have pivoted into YouTube to get a wider audience. And we are the target. So, because it's very popular information, people like talking about men and women and sex and how all that works together in the grander scheme of things. So, there you go. That's at least my take on it after just kind of observing from the outside.
Can I
Andy
be
Worski
blunt?
bullshit.
Can I be blunt?
I would love to be blunt. Ruin my monetization, sir. Go.
With
Just
a-
don't bring
Well,
up the
baseball
not
GQ.
bat.
like that, but I think that some of us are their own worst enemy by taking any of this seriously and not just walking away. Where it's like,
Yeah.
look, the Cuck Smurf was not. How do I phrase this? He was entertained, and that's exactly the problem.
Yeah.
Nobody should have ever entertained him, and just left it be, and nobody would have been into this mess.
So here, Governor, clip this one. Fuck you, Myron. This is all your fault, you fuck.
Hey, you said it, not me.
I'll say it twice. I can't believe he's talking shit about creators. No, I'm talking shit about their actions. Fuck you.
Uh,
And by the way, he's right about the hoops. The bigger the hoops, the bigger the hoe. I think Dev's out to something here.
No. Okay. Oh,
but
yeah.
you-
This is a perfect one. Like Dark Knight Dev, red flags or a green light. I will die on that hill. Red flags are a green light, sir.
You know why I take the red flags more seriously now, even instead of green lights? It's mostly because during my biggest hoe phase, chicks kept ruining shit in my house. Every time I'd have one over, they'd break something. And so I had like a monetary incentive to bring less hoes over.
What? Because she's a klutz or she's vindictive?
Well, sometimes it was in the throes of things. Like one of them kicked over my martini glass. Another one broke my Mexican onyx chessboard I picked up in Ensenada and earned my first foreign port. Another one ruined a set of blood sheets or bed sheets. Sorry,
oh God.
Well, they
Yeah.
turned it to blood sheets. Heyo.
it's a Freudian slip. Zero Muse mastery among dudes. I'm convinced it's jealousy. Content creators living rockstar life, helping men. Well, I don't know about the rockstar life.
Yeah.
What do we got here? Like
It is attention,
Thor's
though.
driving in a car. Lego boys over there with Legos. I'm sitting here in my den with like goof-ass sunglasses on, and Misha's, I don't know what Misha's doing right now, eating sand. What do you do in the desert?
Diddling
In between
goats.
prayers?
Tagging a goat.
Yeah.
I'm diddling some goats.
Diddling some goats. Like
I
rockstar
thought-
lifestyle is not what I would pick.
I thought you upgraded to camels, man.
No, camels are getting expensive over here, dude. I went back to goats.
Yeah, fucking Trudeau, right?
The juice wasn't worth the
Inflation.
squeeze, man.
Yeah.
Camel inflation.
Camels are getting an attitude, man. They belong to
Yeah,
the
have you
street.
ever gotten bit by a camel? It's nasty, man. It's not worth it.
Dude, they stink. Have you seen a camel?
Yeah, they stink.
They're
These
the
little piss.
nastiest smelling things on earth. They are worse than Lizzo's vagina. Like they're that bad.
Oh,
Wow.
what a-
How do you
what an
know
image.
that, Ryan? How do
I
you
can
know
guess. There's no way whatever. It was funny. Just go with it.
that? No, you want to admit to something.
Do I look like Banana Man? No. If you understand the joke, it's hilarious.
They have a season year round for hunting camels in Australia now.
Really?
Yeah. They're
Are
huge
they an invasive
problem.
species?
Yeah, there's like over 1 million of them down there, and yeah, open season for them
Yeah.
year round.
Dude, imagine
hey,
a kangaroo
uh,
versus a camel.
Hey, I hunt camel toe every day.
That's what Mish likes him.
I'm picturing some Joe Rogan Australian podcast where they're high as fuck and they're like, who would win between a camel and a kangaroo? Cunt. It's like
Who would win?
that's the grizzly bear versus the gorilla conversation. And some kind of like Australian Jordan Peterson is talking about the Jungian shadow of the kangaroo.
I mean, kangaroos will mess you up, man. Kangaroos will mess you up.
They look like Vin Diesel. They have that I didn't train back today look to them. It's all front grip strength.
Yeah, but honestly, like going back to that topic, that all of this is just money to these people. They're looking for engagement and just to get that Elon box or like YouTube money or whatever products. It's just money for them. It's just a business opportunity.
Well, they
Yeah,
all
I
got
can
kicked
So
off.
they don't care about the red pill. They don't care about anything else.
Yeah.
It's just engagement, and that translates to money.
Yeah, you're right, Mish. I mean, they got kicked off of Twitch,
Twitch.
because it became a long-housed hellhole. You know, except for the point now where you can just have, you know, titty streamers on there all the time, but you can't say simp, you can't say any of the naughty words, which is like the whole reason why, you know, people like enter gaming in the first place. You know, it's like the same thing with like they censor chat rooms now on Activision games. Like, do you guys remember? Like, they'll literally ban your account if you say a naughty word on the account.
What's
Just
the
ban it
point of
outright.
online gaming if you
Ooh.
can't drop an
Exactly.
N-bomb and make fun of somebody's whore mother?
Yeah, exactly. It's like 2008 to 2012. It's like the prime time for like online gaming. You know, now it's just gone to shit.
I teabagged your mother.
Even the Diablo,
Yeah.
I've noticed that. Like, we're playing that now on Fridays. Like, Misha's there, Dave is there, and a bunch of the guys. And, like, I don't really care what's going on in the game at all. I just like chilling with these guys, hearing them talk about their dicks. No homo. Like, they've ruined gaming. It's not fun. It's just
Yeah.
a bunch of
Talk a
series of
lot.
things. And
I
did you
talk
hear
a
they're
lot
hacking
about
it
my
now?
dick.
Like, this is how everybody's against you. What they did with Diablo is they tweaked the game so that way the loading and the conversation screens take longer, just to like hack the engagement hours so it looks better on stock prices.
Wow.
Like stealing seconds of your life by fake loading screens.
Blizzard is such a shit company now.
know.
It's crazy.
The sad part
It's-
is they used to be so much better back when the employees were diddling the female coworkers there and getting in trouble.
Yeah.
As soon as they cut down that behavior, they stopped. That was like,
Something male spaces something.
So sex improves men's work capacity? Really? Wow.
As long as it's adult women.
yeah.
Unless
It's like that.
different.
It's that old Patrice O'Neill skit. Like, can't we? What was it? Men and women working together, man. It's like
Oh, the
grizzly
grizzly bear?
bears and salmon. It's like, why can't I harass you? Just one.
Oh,
Just
the,
one.
the annual harassment day?
Yeah.
That's the one where it's all
Yeah.
bets are off for
Yeah.
just
Yeah,
today.
but come into the closet. Let me sniff the chair, man. It's like, what the hell?
No, keep the flowers. You know.
Who's the youngest? Who's the youngest one here? Is it? I guess you
Red
or
Hawk.
Jack or Mish? Which one of you guys is
It's
younger?
definitely me. It's definitely me.
you.
It's me.
Is this
It's me.
fair enough? So kids, my fellow kids, is this having an effect? Like, are Zoomers like becoming weesh because of this like constant policing, tone policing, this soccer mom finger wagging? Don't say that. Don't say that. Get out of my
Well,
house.
Well, I could definitely speak to it on, I guess, like the political side of things where I interact, where you have like a lot of young Zoomer guys that are like recent converts to Christianity, and they always come in and start wagging their fingers at older men and how people should behave. You see this a lot with like trad cats and ortho bros, who are like, but degeneracy and all this stuff. Like they go so far, it's like blowjobs is mouth sodomy. You know, it'll give you
What the fuck?
Yeah, I'm telling you, man. They're absolutely fucking crazy in this regard. It's like, guys, really, just go out and touch some grass, please.
Or poon. Touch poon.
Well, that too, but then that makes you degenerate. So
Yeah.
Cool.
And like,
It
Thor,
doesn't
even you
this
said
always-
yourself.
Yeah.
No, go.
Doesn't this always happen though? I mean, we have some men's spaces where we get to talk some raunchous shit, and women enter it, and they start policing it, and this is just amplified. I mean, it's always the snot pocket causing problems, you know?
Mm-hmm. It's not pocket. I miss 80s like terms for this stuff.
Wait, like
Snot
eight?
pocket.
Yeah, like snot pocket and snot rocket. Come on, guys,
Yeah.
get with the program.
Oh goodness.
Is that on the ban list?
It's at the point now where I hear it, it's not even offensive. It's like nostalgia. It's, dude, I remember my parents saying that when I was a kid.
Oh, you want to get some
Mm.
women really offended? Refer to it that way. Yeah, what's wrong with your snot pocket? Oh,
Yeah.
shit!
Oh,
wait
damn.
for
Oof.
look at the vicious attacks coming back.
Back before shaving was a thing, you used to call it muff or carpet. Shag.
That's where carpet
Oh, that-
came from, right?
Yeah,
That
well,
was
that's how they
always my
invented the
desire.
carpet. Somebody was a huge sex perv, and he's like, I wish my whole house could be a vagina, and he invented carpet. Anthony Carpet, fun fact.
No way.
that was
No,
that
probably
was my wish as a young man, is to grow up and become a mixed gas muff diver. You know?
But yeah, and Thor, here's the thing too. Like, so online, obviously, a lot of these guys are completely detached from reality and kind of longhouse. Like, because you were talking, correct me if I'm wrong, but you were talking before in like the power line industry, you're having a harder time than you used to hiring younger guys. Are the younger guys
Yeah.
coming in and needing that that school of like that slap upside the head of how to act like a normal guy and not be whipped? The ones that do join,
Yes,
or are they pretty good?
No, it's actually a difficult challenge. I mean, we have quite a dropout rate because of that. And part of the reason I'm actually in this space is because part of what I did when I trained these guys was try to give them a dose of male reality, because you're going to be with a bunch of men that are going to act like men, and they have a serious job to do that's dangerous, and your life depends on it. But there's dark humor that goes with it. There's all kinds of things that go with it. A lot of these younger men really kind of immediately get offended by this stuff, and it impedes their ability to absorb the information. Whether that's right or wrong, it just is what it is. And it's been getting worse. It's very difficult to attract those men. They don't like the hard work. You know, they're given this fantasy that they can sit behind a computer and all of their needs will be met.
Jesus Christ.
Mm.
Actually, you know
Also
what?
They also
Oh,
just
sorry.
don't know what male hierarchies are like. Like a bunch of young guys will come in, start swinging their dick around, thinking that they have the authority to order other guys around what they should or shouldn't be doing with their lives. It's like, dude, you're fucking 21. Shut up.
Oh,
I
those
love that.
tweets.
I absolutely love that.
Yeah, 18 lessons from an 18-year-old. It's like, fuck off.
Yeah,
Oh, dude.
I've got a
that's the
friend
best, because
that
they open the door to learning when they do that.
What were you saying,
I got a
Marty?
friend that runs like a real large like welding shop, and the guys in there, you know, they're kind of older millennials or Gen X, and they take bets on like the new guys that are like under 25. Like, you know, of course they're just, you know, messing with them, shitting on them, kind of like we do with banter and stuff. And they'll take bets on how quick the new guys will go like to the HR lady, like complaining about their lewd acting and joking around. This is really sad. Yeah.
I could see that too. So I got out of the military 2015, and I remember this. Like my first foreign port was like 2004, and the guys were like, the beer machine was open and the hard liquor was open. Guys were completely hammered by the time they got off the ship, and your only goal was to get outside of the 5-mile bubble where your command team hangs out, so you don't get caught in whatever dumb shit you do. And I remember when I left on my last sail, all of the young guys were sitting in front of in the mess in front of the giant TV, just having like a video game tournament. Meanwhile, we were in like, it wasn't even like a crazy port like San Diego, but like, fuck, bro, it's San Diego. Go fuck a Mexican. Go take the train to T-Town. Ride the Zebra. Like, they had no desire for any of that. No. Meanwhile, the old guys are sitting there drinking. Remember the tequila with the worm?
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
they were chugging that from the bottle with their wallet in their hands. Like, please don't rob. My boss got robbed at gunpoint. And he came to the ship, and we razzed him for it. He was so drunk, he passed out on the beach. They woke him up, asked if he was okay, shoved an M16 into his ribs, robbed him, and then threw him into the ocean. He came to the ship with like seaweed hanging off of him. It's like, I don't have my ID. And it was funny because we had just got off a deployment, so everybody was burned out, and he's coming in like piss and vinegar, you know, riding us hard, and then just to watch him come in like that. Oh, we're like, where can I thank those Mexicans? Fuck you, boss.
It's like, boss, did you get raped by the ocean?
Yeah.
Whoa. The same ocean Marty shits in? No way.
Yeah, the very same. This
It
is
all goes
Ensenada.
around.
Yeah, and remember, this is like Ensenada. Like the drug kingpins have taken over Ensenada by 2013 or whatever the fuck year it was. So it's like, why are you drunk and incoherent around drug territory right now? Are you crazy? A gringo walking by himself, like zero fucks given.
Hey,
Those
that's where
days
I
are
went.
gone.
That's where I went to kill myself, but then I wound up spending all my money on hookers and blow, and I decided to live. So
I just, dude, that story is hilarious. You guys know what he's talking about, right?
Yeah, it's the
Yeah,
guy
yeah,
who-
it's that one guy,
Captain
yeah.
Science.
oh, it's
Yeah.
great. Greatest
Uh,
story ever told. Forget the story about Jesus. That was the greatest story ever told.
Hey, Jesus knew how to party with hookers, you know?
Here we go.
Let's be honest here.
he was
Mary
willing to.
Magdalene?
They get them to wash their feet.
God.
You got to be careful, man. You make fun of the wrong religion, people start doing
Oh, no.
fatwas against you.
Hey, we got Mitch for representation. I can do it.
Mish
Very
is why I'm in
interesting.
this mess, because you were explaining to me about what's the chick's name again? The Mary of Muhammad.
I'm not gonna go there, dude.
No, I'm
don't
not
have
gonna
the-
say. I'm just gonna like. What was her name? I can't remember. The first wife of Muhammad.
I'm not gonna say it.
Oh,
dude.
no.
I don't have any.
Wait, her
any
name
more
or her
defense.
age?
Sheila?
You know what I mean?
Sheila?
Okay, yeah, I'll call her Sheila,
Sheila.
for the sake of it. No Habibi. It was just, he was explaining Muhammad's first wife was an older woman and that she loved him so much she helped fund his first empire. And I thought, wow, to marry an older girl like a gigolo and have a sugar baby or a sugar mama, that's awesome. And it was a compliment. And then all of a sudden, a lot of these German Muslims, you know, like the hardcore Muslims, the one that left Mecca to go live in Germany,
Yeah,
decided
really
I'm going to
hardcore.
murder him first chance I get. And I was like, fucking chill, dude. Aren't you the religion of peace? You know, peace my ass.
LOL.
Piece you through the drywall.
Now, I'll
talking
say this.
about,
I was
wow.
talking mad shit about Jesus, and Red Hawk just kind of laughs. He's like, whatever. He'll find out and soon when he's burning in hell. And I'm like, hey, fair. I'd make fun of Ben Shapiro, but you know what he's going to do to my bank account, so no.
Yeah, don't go reading the Talmud. You know, that'll show you what's up with him. But
Oh,
anywho.
who did that? Oh, that's that fucking, that nerdy David Duke kid, Fuentes or whatever, wasn't it?
Yeah.
He got banned off of something because he was reading. Yeah, these. But do you see
Can't
what I mean?
Can't
All this
stand that
attention.
fucking kid. Yeah. No.
David Duke had a kid with a maid. Schwarzenegger's kid.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
See, I like
Which
Schwarzenegger's
is weird.
kid.
Did you know that Schwarzenegger's kid, the kid he had with the maid, turned out the most jacked? The one he had
yeah.
with Kennedy is the wimp.
Well, the one he
Oh, yeah, I've
had
seen that
with
video.
Kennedy, yeah.
Yeah,
Wondering
it's like,
about that.
whoa, what the hell? You'd think the one with the Kennedy would have the great genes. No.
I have a
Like-
theory on that. I have a theory that they just wanted him around for the status, and she just got some like inbred Kennedy kids. And that's why they
Oh.
don't look like him. And then he was like, man, I don't have any legacy. And so he fucked the maid. He's like, fuck it. I'm throwing a baby into somebody. I don't give a fuck.
Oh,
And that's when he
that
has
makes
the.
sense.
That's my theory.
Oh,
Makes sense.
I know Bill Burr's got a hilarious joke about Arnie. I'm sure people are familiar.
He
with.
fucked a Kennedy.
Yeah. He's like, "But fucking the maid in your bed, that's a layup. You know, why couldn't he thought he could get away with it? You know?
I mean, Bill Burr loves Arnold, man. Like, I was listening to his podcast. By the way, real quick, don't listen to Bill Burr's podcast in the gym. It's not.
Okay.
It will get in the way. I was laughing so hard doing the lap pull that I was like, oh shit.
Oh my god, I was doing that when I was in Europe and I was taking the train from France into Germany, and I was sitting next to this cute French girl who was wearing a mask, and I'm listening to Bronze Age Pervert, and I'm just laughing my ass off, trying to contain myself. But
Oh my god.
Dude,
But
imagine
he
the
had a
awkwardness
whole-
for asking, what's so funny? Oh, you wouldn't understand.
no.
I mean, you literally wouldn't understand.
Nope.
just explain it and just watch the shocked look on her face, like, oh,
Yeah.
you're a psychopath.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, they're kind of like nude boys, but it's masculine, really. But you have to make it homoerotic. It's an inside joke. You wouldn't
Oh
understand.
God.
That's the whole problem with bodybuilding. It's like so homoerotic where it's like, oh god. Like,
Yeah.
So,
Because,
here,
like-
rub me down with all this oil. Let's go
yeah,
on
but
stage.
even Arnold was like, look, I used to have bodybuilder posters all over my room when I was a teenage boy, and my mother came to me and asked my father if something was wrong with me. Like, is he straight? Like,
Is he gay?
yeah.
Well, that
Yeah,
you know that
exactly.
proposition somebody had. He was like, "I'll fund your bodybuilding stuff. I'll give you a place to stay, but you got to sleep with me." And Arnie,
Yeah.
he never answered like in his
He thought
autobiography
about
whether he
it,
did it or
yeah.
not. He's like, "Well, I thought about it. I'm like, how bad do I want this?" And then he kind of just moved on to the next point. I'm like, "Whoa!"
Whoa, explain.
You like
bad
Russell
did you
Crowe
want it?
movies, Arnie?
Arnold was a millionaire before he became an author or an
Oh, yeah.
actor.
Wasn't it like on real estate or something?
Yeah. It's like, damn.
Prostitution.
Dude, that's
Man.
like Trump. That's literally Trump.
I mean, some men are just bred for success, you know? It's like
Yeah.
some guys just they have to do it.
Well, I saw those pictures of him like when he was a teenager, and I was like, "What the fuck teenager is this?"
I know, right? It's like, what the hell?
Dude, he's like
Austria.
240 pounds, just swole as fuck. His teeth have even grown. They were fucking swole.
Mm-hmm. Like, what the hell? What did they eat in Austria?
Well, I mean, I know what they ate in Austria. The French
Whoa!
Oh,
and the Polish. But we don't need to go there.
And the elves.
Hmm.
Damn.
See, this would be fun. I would love this. If we could, like, structure this and make this on sexual discussion, but keep this amount of levity, this amount of banter, talk a little bit of shit about retards like Destiny or whatever, but not make it the focus, not give them a platform. I don't know how to bottle this up. Do you guys know? You have the torch now. You burnt your hands. How would you bottle this up? So
Just
that
do it.
guys stop going to work with Thor and then be like, how long until HR tells them to go suck a dick?
Well, just do it every week. Do it every week, no topic, and at a certain point it'll get a structure. Like we do that with Post Zero. It's like, do we have a topic? Yeah, that's got to be the topic, and we start off on it, and then we just go. It's like we'll see where it ends. We'll just see where it ends, and then the
Just
structure
the-
finds itself.
Yeah, we have fun with that.
Just
It's like
a
the
real
structure
show about
finds itself.
nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is the real show about nothing. Party, you're right.
I
Hey,
told you,
on
man.
the thumbnail, like really, I mean, I'm pretty sure I'm Kramer. So, but you've got yourself as Kramer. So, who am I supposed to be?
You can be
Well-
Invisible Kramer. You could be Laugh Factory
Newman.
Kramer. Okay.
Well,
Oh, hey.
I think I'd probably be Kramer given Michael Richards a pass, but you know,
This is.
Yeah,
Yeah, I was
it's
gonna say
probably
this is
closest
like
to me.
that Trump meme where all of his advisors look like Lex Luthor. You can't all be Lex Luthor.
Uh,
Oh, where's my thing? I just realized you guys have that Post Zero. Usually, normally put that on Sundays, or it's Sundays,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Sundays around this time.
So,
Yeah,
like, why am I not doing a lead into this? You at least have it set up, right?
not
Where I can.
yet. For tomorrow, not yet. I can do
Okay.
it. Yeah, I can
didn't
do it
you?
right
Yeah,
now.
did you make the thumbnail already, Jack?
Yeah, the thumbnail is in our chat. It's the Asian
Yeah.
lady with the wallet.
Yeah. So, in case your audience people, unless you think we're some well-oiled machine of alpha males who are loving, like, no, I have been telling Thor for about a year now to turn on his fucking redirects so that when he's hosting Rule Zero, I can redirect from Red
Fine.
Morning
I
straight
have
there.
no idea what's going on. It's
I
on.
sent you screenshots and put like green lines around the buttons to hit, and I still can't redirect you.
I will send it to you. I turned it on months ago. I'm having this problem even with Glenn and everybody else. It's not working for me. I have no idea. I turned it on. I'm gonna have to write tech. I really did turn it on. It's not my autism, okay?
Maybe the Matrix
I
is out
actually
to get
did
you.
turn it on.
Yeah, I think I believe Thor. 'Cause
Well,
he
you
does
know,
it. He
I
does it
mean,
with because he and Paul.
The new rules of this internet social game is if it can be gay, it will be gay.
hey, is that Thor Clary?
Thor Clary. Hey,
Yeah, the new
kinda.
Clary.
Hey, I just came out of Las Vegas and heard a lot of that and met with a lot of cool folks. But yeah, I'm kind of up to here right now.
Oh yeah, I managed to catch a bit of that. It was you, Rolo, and I think Glenn was there too, wasn't it? On the was it just
Troy.
was Troy there? Oh, that's right, he was
they
there.
trapped me. Oh, the Rule 0 one. No, the first one we did was kind of Rolo's. I didn't even know what happened with his whole setup situation. So
Yeah.
I was there to meet them, and we were going to have some fun. And then all of a sudden, it's like, oh, you don't know anything about this. I'm like, yeah, what's up? I just sat there and listened to the whole story. Like, oh, okay, great. Doesn't
Dude.
surprise me though.
The Mexican
but
telenovela
yeah, no.
is real.
Yeah, but Troy was there, and Glenn, and good times. Pearl was out there too, and Zerko was supposed to show. He didn't. He was late. Other things, but no, it's just one of those things. We're all working out, and we're all chatting about the commenters, and here we are in the gym working out. It's like, well, if it can be gay, it will be gay. It doesn't matter what you do.
Oh yeah. Well, that's the funny part. I love Jack. I think it was you. Somebody was on there tweeting, "The Manosphere, the red pill used to be cool. It's great. Now it's ridiculous." And you're like, "When was it ever cool? Ever? When did anybody look at this as like an ass? Like, no.
But we had a lot of fun. And you know what? That's what's really cool about these streams, Post Zero, the Dragon Ship. I have fun doing it. It's for me, not really for them. I enjoy it. So
The
what can
real
you say?
red
I'm a
pill
sadist.
was the friends we made along the way. No.
Yeah, pretty much. It is true.
Look
You
at
know what's
this.
really interesting?
What's that?
A lot of these people out there that criticize people, and I've run into all types of people here, and kind of been a background player, but there are some very genuine, down to earth people that are in this area, and they are prime targets to be attacked. Definitely by the clout jackers, I guess we're calling them nowadays. Anything to step on somebody to get an extra view. So I don't know. Maybe it's because the mainstream media is flooding into the area and supporting a lot of stuff. Who knows why?
You know what I
It
think,
sure
though?
seems like. What's that?
Well, what's the consequence? Like, Mish,
Nothing.
today you were showing that thing off from Cernovich, the old classic where he was talking about fucking troons, and telling guys like, if you're not using violence, you literally can't grape women. Try it. And I was like, what the fuck? Yeah. And look at Cernovich now. He's like he's so conservative. I almost thought he was Canadian. Like, that's how American conservative he is.
Now wait. That doesn't make sense.
Yes,
it doesn't,
it does.
but like, if you're truly a talented Canadian, you will be American conservative pundit. You will Gavin McInnes, Stephen Crowder. How many other ones are Canadian? Lauren Southern. All the alt-right. Milo Yiannopoulos was British, so it's like half Canadian.
Lauren Chen, she's Canadian too.
Lauren Chen's Canadian. Yeah, you Americans really need to... You can't conservative for shit. You can't even conserve the conservatives.
Yeah.
You might have a point there.
Maybe it's a psyop, like Kanye's handler. Remember that? The Canadian doctor that was basically getting him hooked up on meds to start ranting about Jews? Canadians are all CIA plants, and we're coming in there to take your guns.
And then he had Milo and Fuentes running his campaign, quote unquote. My God, what a shit show!
Talk about swinging for the fences, huh?
Oh God. The show is up, by the way.
Show is good.
Girls, huh?
Whammon, am I right?
But that's the thing, Kanye, all that ranting. What happened? Didn't Adidas just post they made like $1 billion last quarter from Kanye's Yeezys?
Yeah.
And he went on there ranting about the people you don't rant about. Destiny's like, I'm pro child diddling. He's still around. Like, what actually is other than your feelings and your dignity and 15 minutes of irritation by anonymous tards on Twitter, what's actually the consequence of all this stuff? So far, the only person who's ever been held accountable is Pat Stedman, and that's not even until September.
Nah.
I mean, Vaush is still around. Vaush has
Is he
been like a
fuffled?
vocal advocate for lowering the age of consent.
Oh, yeah. I do love that. I never watched it. I've watched one of his debates, and I was like, this is horrible. And I just noticed that every talking point somehow goes, and that's how, the Roman Empire ties into the age of consent laws. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me?
He manages to do it every time. It's like, what? No, man. No. We don't do that.
But you know what I mean? Like, what's the
Well,
consequence?
it's just all the people that used to be glued to their TVs watching, daytime television are now watching these people because nobody has a TV anymore. It's basically what it is.
We're above the television. That's for rubes. I prefer to watch a nobody fucking ruin his life.
like, how does it tie into sexual strategy? Well, this just tells you that a lot of people don't really care about getting laid and just want to live their miserable lives in quiet desperation and would rather watch clout drama.
Sad, isn't it?
I know, right?
You know what? It is really sad. I mean, it's kind of spoiled too, because you sit there in the comfort of your home. I mean, I was in the background at Access Vegas, and there was double the people that was in Access Vegas that was online, and I was having a great old time just socializing with people in real life. I kind of missed that. I think this whole online thing is kind of it's a pseudo social. I don't know, but it sure isolates you from. It's so different when you're in person, is what I'm trying to say, than when you're, broadcasting on YouTube or Twitch stream. It's definitely different.
Interesting.
Much more fulfilling.
I didn't realize there was that big of an an in real life audience there with those guys.
Well, they fit 13 girls in there, and there was like 7 other ones. I was in the green room, and the best thing about it is they're all kind of the same, but they have a reasonable energy, and I'm just playing, having fun. It's just back and forth and this and that. And in real life, you can get away with so much more than these little quips we do online. Women bad, or I'm going to show this bitch. Nice. I mean, it's so much better in real life when you can finesse them into a corner and then laugh about it and give them a little bit of dignity, even though they're a complete 304, so they can walk away and laugh. They end up liking you and enjoying the interaction. It's a strange thing to be in real life, and enjoying that. But as soon as you get in that room, now it's different.
It's game on.
I don't know why that is, but it is. It is game on. Yeah.
Well, it's the Kathy Newman thing. She was all pleasant and nice to Peterson as soon as the cameras went on. Hey, so what's this I hear you like to murder infants? Like, what the hell?
Yeah, and you guys noticed, if you watched Access Vegas, they had Adam Sosnick on, which I don't really care for the style that his podcast that went into. It's not an interest of mine. I watch how it does.
Yeah.
It's very, it's kind of combative in a way, and it's a surprise. In real life, he was a panel member, and he was freaking totally different. he was down. It seemed like you'd be cool to be with him. But boy, you put him in the host situation, all different.
What, he's like Morton Downey Jr.? There's an 80s
He
reference for you guys.
He turns into
I'm
sauce.
just saying.
Dick, then.
I don't know. In real life, it's different, and it was pleasant, and it was enjoyable. You know.
That's
Just
funny. Imagine how
very
many of these guys are absolute shitbags online, but then offline they're just wonderful human beings. I'm not
I
an
can't
asshole. I
tell.
just play one on TV.
I heard Ryan Stone is.
Exactly.
Yeah. Oh, dude, I am a
I heard he-
curmudgeon offline.
I heard he is in real life too.
Yeah. Offline, I take this off. I have like gray t-shirts. My whole house has nothing of beauty into it. I don't even like sunglasses.
He really doesn't have dogs. It's his neighbor's dogs.
Yeah, it's the neighbor's dog. I just put them up so I look
shit.
like a human being, and people look like. You know what's why horses are at riot? Like riot police have horses. It's not because they're better. It's because if a rioter hits a horse, the public will sympathize with the cops. That's the only reason they bring horses there, and that's why I have the dogs on the streams. Some
What
evil
about
mind
It's always good
control.
to have a 2,000-pound animal on your side, though.
Yeah. Plus, there's always that funny scene of an Antifa guy slapping a horse in the ass, and then you know that quick horse kick launches
Oh,
the dude.
God.
Fuck, I love those, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm upset Fitch ain't here to talk about the robot dogs because, one of his robot dogs got snatched into the hotel room by a naked guy and got raped. So,
What?
I was hoping he would discuss that.
Somebody raped a robot dog? You're kidding.
Of course not. I'm very serious when it comes to robot dogs.
Was it a scholarly American that did this, or?
He was a man of color, not dark color, but man of black color.
Oh,
Man, maybe came
Yeah.
from
your
the South
euphemism
somewhere.
sucks, sir.
Yep.
Might as well say
Yep.
the N word, huh, or whatever.
It's definitely a scholar. Yeah.
I don't know. Well, actually, here's one. You know what? If we're just gonna sit here and have a bant, we're gonna talk about sexual dynamics. We got to bring up the Alabama boat brawl. Do you guys know about the Alabama boat brawl?
Oh, is this the thing that was going around Twitter where people were getting into a brawl, so to speak?
It was the most
I will-
beautiful thing I'd ever seen. And it was right at the same time that Rolo and Destiny were having their stupid little beef. And I just realized, like, it's getting 1,000 views, 2,000. The Alabama Broke Brawl is hashtagged. It's trending. There is a guy who did, like, a whole sketch where he just has a folding chair stapled to his waist. And he's just, like, waiting for his time to shine. And then they switch to the scene where he hits that lady with the folding chair in the face.
Does somebody hit somebody with a chair there? I didn't
Yeah.
see that. Good Lord.
Yeah, so like if you guys don't know, the way it starts, these rednecks, this family of rednecks parks their boat in a spot that was reserved for somebody else. And then the black co-captain was telling them, you got to move your boat, blah, blah, blah. And then one of the dudes slaps him or hits him or something. And then the guy
Yeah, I
throws
saw
his
that.
hat up in the air as if it's the
Yeah.
fucking bat signal saying, all right, then. And then the family starts beating on this guy. And then some other dude from like the other side of the marina swims
I
100
saw
meters
that.
over there, pulls himself up just to help him. And then all of a sudden, a World Star hip hop video was getting filmed next door. They all pile in.
Oh,
This fight
it.
starts everywhere. Marty has the greatest meme of Kid Rock running through the middle of it.
That was fucking hilarious.
Reinforcement.
And then this one lady, this one white lady starts pulling like the mean Karen shit. And that's when somebody's like, no, smokes her with, I think she was the one that got hit with the folding chair. And then they all run back to the boat to like gather their wind. But then the fight comes to the boat and then they get back out of the boat. And that's when the lady got hit in the face again. And then the cops are there trying to break this all up. And it was like, it was the most, I never thought America's race war would start over a parking spot and a folding chair.
Hey, you got one thing wrong though. It's not the bat signal. It's the black signal.
Oh, Jesus.
It always starts over the littlest things, man. They
Yeah.
didn't build that tension. Here, game on, everybody pile in, dog pile. You know,
And you knew,
I don't
and I
even know
didn't
why
think,
they're doing it.
I know, and you figure it would just be a brawl, cops break it up, whatever. Used to see these fights at the bars all the time when I was growing up. They put like the governor and the mayor up in front of the podium with the flags in the back, and they were talking about the event, and we need people to come in for questioning. I was like,
Of course they did.
a fucking press conference? Bro!
Was funny. I've been there quite a few times before, so I know the area and everything, and probably seen the involved parties.
We're
I'm
gonna
taking
see,
it they're
guys.
not,
We're gonna actually. On a serious note, we're going to see more of this in the coming election. There's just way too much media
Oh,
pressure
dude.
Oh,
to
you
ramp
got
up the false hatred. It's pretty wild what's
Oh,
going
yeah.
on.
Everyone-
24.
Get
24 is
ready.
gonna be wild.
Yep. Summer of Floyd 2, Electric Boogaloo. Get
I mean,
ready.
you can't burn down Portland again. What's left?
Hey, more
Yeah.
fentanyl and more knees.
Yeah, you guys need to
You guys,
really
you know,
elect
I'm
a
late to
president
the
already.
game. Ryan, you probably know all about this
Uh-oh.
because you're pretty well read. A couple weeks ago, I just got picked up on it yesterday. It looks like France started a campaign and they actually signed into law that you are not allowed to DNA test for parentage without a court order, and it can't be for suspicious of paternity fraud. It has to be for medical
Oh.
reasons only.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's been
100%.
out. That was like a
Punishable.
decade ago.
Yeah, but I guess they
my-
re-solidified it and added stuff to it just a couple weeks ago, and they started this video campaign. It is shocking, but
Yeah.
hey, you know, there's not enough guys paying for the child support for that social state. I thought maybe you had some commentary on something like that, because I think we're seeing a preview of what might happen here in California, to be honest.
I wouldn't be
Well-
surprised. Like it started from Canada, actually. Well, I think Canada started it. There was an old 2011 MGTOW thing where they were talking about the Canadian Medical Association had this big issue where if you're doing your medical duties and you find out that the baby's not his, as a doctor, are you obliged to tell him? You know, different blood types, different whatevers. And they decided that as a medical ethical issue, we are not going to tell the dad the baby's not his,
Mm.
because it'll break up the family. They literally said it do no harm. Well, better not tell dad. It'll break up the he might actually leave if it's not his kid. And that became
Well,
like,
the thing is, harm's already done. The harm was already done.
well, harm
and
to who?
Yeah, and you know, France was on the list
Yeah.
when they started looking at paternity. When they did test, when there was it was approaching 30% when there was a question of the child not being the child. So, is there something more to that going on? And that's why they're doing it, because they have really strict child support laws there, and they're enforcing them with, you know, incarceration and
Yep.
hard labor
Debtors prisons,
if you
man.
don't pay.
Dude, you're
have
2012
it there.
Manosphere. I love it.
Come on, man. I'm over 60.
No. I'm
Time
not
is
saying this to make
meaningless
fun
to
of you
me.
at all. I'm just saying it like this is like foundational stuff. It's just nobody talks about it anymore except for chicks who want clout. It's nice. No, it's true.
We should talk about it, though, because it's coming here,
But
and they're distracting us with this Brittany Venti bullshit.
yeah, which
you know.
sucks because I used to like her. She was great because she took down Roosh, and now it turns out she's just a cunt. But whatever. But like case in point, here's why I'll bring up why I don't mind. Like I like talking about it still. See this guy here, the third of fathers raising kids not theirs. Do you know where this came from? This comes out of one study where they were looking at
Oh, is
paternity
that-
tests.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it turns out like a third of the paternity tests had like it was a different father. But then people take that to extrapolate that. That means every dad, a third of them aren't are raising other people's kids, which is not true. What turns out was 12% of guys had a suspicion that their wife was cheating on them and had a different kid. And of those guys who tested, a third of them came out. So it's like really 3%, but that's not the point. The real point to take away from it is if you suspect your wife is cheating on you, you have about a 1 in 3 chance of being right, which is a totally different thing than a third of fathers are cucks. And this is why, like
really
you said,
is.
that's a good point, because like there's a real issue here, but you can't sell it by making up this hyperbolic bullshit. And this is what every fucking MGTOW 420, who are the idiots again?
42069.
42069, and who's the fiend? Tyler the Fiend, the Ribby the Frog. Who are the other morons?
There's a
Jester.
I just looked at my Twitter right now. There's one that's yelling at me and you, Ryan, actually, about how giving head, giving a chick oral gives you throat cancer. So, they're back at it again. Now they're back at it again.
Yeah, do you see what I mean? Like these guys, they don't fuck, and they're very angry about it. And if you meet them, you'll know exactly why they're not fucking. And it's not because of feminism. Feminism didn't make you fucking socially awkward, tardy. And they fill this stupid nonsense, and that's the argument. This is like every MRA argument since 1977 was one side would argue a complete hyperbolic situation. The second side would argue that hyperbole doesn't exist, and then nothing changes.
Oh yeah, this is why people make jokes about stats being stupid.
Yeah.
You know, because you
I
could just
fucking
yeah, you
hate
can just
stats.
yeah. You know, it's Bill Burr's got a joke about this where he's like
Oh, the iamwrong.com or iamright.com?
well, yeah, he says that, but he's like, I don't want to go swimming in the ocean. I'll get eaten by a shark. Well, 90% of shark attacks occur in shallow water. No shit,
That's
that's
where
where
all
the people are. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. You can make a stat say anything you want it to.
Yeah, the IQ one's another
Yeah.
one. Yeah, you're totally right, Thor. Like, these conversations have been happening for decades now. The IQ one, where guys have the best geniuses and the best retards, but girls tend to be surrounding the mean. And you notice this, every guy will always argue, well, men are the most gifted people ever. Nobody ever cheerleads our retard contingent. It's always the good ones. But even then, if you look at the bell curves, 90% of it is overlap. Like the 6% of third standard deviation outliers, everybody's arguing like they think they're one of them. It's like, no, you're not. You're that asshole in the middle who's maybe 2 IQ points smarter than Cindy across the way, who's eating your lunch in the dating marketplace.
Oh, this is huge. I mean, I just wrote a poem. In fact, the Dragon Ship today is a pre-record that I did on this poem I wrote in a way it's called I, Modern Western Woman, and I list all the qualities. And part of those qualities is I am special. I am so unique, and yet it's kind of like no, none of you are. You
Look,
know, but
if
this is the whole thing. It's exceptionalism driven to the nth degree. And everybody has it right now, and they got SAD, which is spoiled adult disorder. It's amazing.
If you have or had a Hinge account, this will sound familiar. Travel, food, friends, majority of them.
Oh,
Like,
I like
I'm
having
different
fun
than
of the
every other one.
2000s.
Good luck finding another girl like me. Meanwhile, all the girls like her. It's like
It's
Jesus.
funny because like I don't pay attention to like TikTok or any of like what would you call like the mainstream social media, I guess. But I get my fair share of it, sorry, by just going on dating apps because the chicks will all just mimic each other. You know, like
I know.
there's a I don't know, a lot of them are talking about right now how like Helen Keller isn't real apparently. Like, oh, okay, somebody on TikTok must have said this, so all the chicks got new programming again.
Is that what that ballpoint pen meme is about?
Maybe. I'm not
Okay.
sure what you're talking about.
But
blind
birds aren't
date.
Or no,
real.
Helen
Shipping.
Keller. No, that's who was. I'm thinking of the one that was caught in the closet in the 40s. That's
I
not
have
Helen Keller, is it?
No, I don't think so.
Oh, that's that's Frank. Yeah, never mind.
Oh,
Oh
Hey,
god!
that's one of mine.
I was thinking J. Edgar Hoover. You said call.
No, never mind. I'm talking about 40s Austrian painter stuff. Ignore my. Go back to Red Hawks.
She's our attic girl, you know.
Yeah,
That's
but somebody was like,
representation.
somebody had a meme of what's his face, Mel Gibson, saying her stuff's written in ballpoint pen, and ballpoint pens weren't invented till 1948. And he's like, just saying. I thought it was kind of funny, but I'm like, I'm not dying on that hill either. So which one's the Helen Keller?
she's
Yeah,
the chick that was
mute,
apparently. No, go ahead, Marty.
No, I mean all
Blind.
of the above. She blind, deaf, mute, whatever. Like, and
The
then
perfect
she supposedly
woman.
was like still wrote books and everything. Like, how's that even possible?
I don't believe that shit for a fucking
I don't
second.
either. No.
No, that's like, yeah, I'm blind and I'm deaf, but somehow I could talk and somehow I could write books. Shut the fuck
I don't even
up.
think she could talk. Yeah,
Look,
I don't
she's
know.
got a vagina. Of course she could do all that.
Exactly.
She's got a vagina. She can hold the pin in her vagina. Come on, guys. Get with the program.
She got the first pussy pass ever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, that's like the meme where
She had-
Stephen Hawking's actually wasn't very smart. It just they used him and the computer to like express their thoughts. A very unpopular, like his nurse or something was the scientist.
How many
She
Sims do you think?
she just used Morse code with her pussy. That's what it was.
Imagine being one of the caretakers.
Oh, man.
Imagine being one of the
Ah.
caretakers of Stephen Hawking and having a trollish mind. You could just let him say everything you would want.
Yeah,
Like
how funny is
9/11
that?
was an inside job, and he sits there.
How many Sims do you think Helen Keller had?
Enough.
Is
Probably.
she a looker? I don't actually know what she looks like. I gotta.
Oh, I have
I
no
don't think
idea.
so.
I mean, at least you won't have back talk. Like she's mute.
It doesn't really matter. She was born with a snot pocket, gentlemen.
Oh man, dude, she looks like a suffragette.
Perfect.
This is like a Victorian age woman. Yeah, look at her. She's like, she was the one standing beside the sign that liquor won't touch our husband's lips. That was her,
Oh,
wasn't
good
it?
Lord.
Hey, was she showing her ankles?
There you go. There
Well,
you
no,
go.
she's actually dressed up pretty trad. No cleavage, no nothing.
You know,
Oh,
I
she
think this
could-
is like a truly trad woman.
We know she undressed for sailors.
I'm sure she dressed herself. You know, being blind and deaf. Yeah.
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 A photo of her standing in a cornfield wearing a Victorian era dress, and I think she's even plowing the corn, so I think this one's legit.
Oh my God, it's Tommy Lahren.
I gotta
whatever
call
happened
Allie
to
and tell her
her?
to start wearing these outfits. You gotta dress the Helen Keller style, man. That'll totally
Oh,
be
what-
extra trad.
Whatever happened to Tommy Lauren? Or what was her name?
Oh, American Lauren Southern. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, she was pissed at
Yes.
everything a while there, wasn't she?
Oh my God, Chesty. Chesty.
Oh no, I think Rich is probably still talking about
I
her.
don't hear her objecting.
Yeah.
Oh,
But dude, I love those pieces of content that I'm leaving the Manosphere follow-ups. Those are my favorite. I'm out of
Oh,
the
that's how you
Manosphere
like it.
forever, and then you look at them today, they're like, "Why Destiny and Fresh and Fit don't deserve those hoes?" You're like, 2 weeks ago, I'm like, what? Thought you were leaving.
Yeah.
Or who is it?
Joker.
Actually, which one of you guys is the one that's shitting
Bachelor.
on Joker? Was that you?
I did.
that was
I
me.
did.
Yeah.
Or
I
both
thought you
of
fucking
us.
left.
yeah, that was me.
God. Yeah.
That is the
That was me,
that's
where I
my
was
favorite
like,
pile on Twitter right now.
It's like, didn't you leave the Manosphere? And yeah, you guys ran with it. It's like
I've said it
Joker-
before. It's literally the kid on the playground screaming to everyone, "I'm taking my kickball and going home," to try and punish
Mhm.
people when really nobody wanted to play with him in the first place. So,
Like, can I just say, Tommy Lauren is like, Jesus Christ, like, honey, you're not ugly, but just shut up.
I mean,
Like,
I would.
apparently she, well, apparently she's still doing things. It's like, Jesus Christ, just shut up. Shut up. As with
Well, she's a
most-
good example of an average girl from say 20 years ago. She's relatively thin, about average in every respect. That's been taught she is special and exceptional, and bought it hook, line, and sinker. You know,
Dude, Megan Kelly
I
ate
mean,
her
how do you
professional
describe it?
lunch, man.
Yeah,
She's like, I'm taking
that's
over
true.
as the skinny blonde conservative chick. Fuck you. Meanwhile, her and Lauren Southern are stuck here with like I feel bad for Lauren Southern a bit. Like, whatever, the fuck Destiny, the baby, the I don't care about that
Nobody
stuff.
cares.
She used to be doing like hard-hitting Vice documentaries about the immigrant crisis in Italy,
Yeah.
guys floating on doors, and now look at her.
Yeah, she
baiting-
did 2 good ones. Yeah.
Yeah, baiting Manosphere content creators with fake pregnancy scares. It's like, how
How-
far have
Yeah.
far have we fallen?
Exactly.
Do you want to use an Icarus reference there, or like a Tower of Babel? I'm not sure which one's more applicable.
I don't know.
Probably Icarus. Yeah.
Oh yeah, speaking of
I
which, I didn't
suspect
show you
those-
guys this.
Oh,
No, I showed you guys this. I didn't show the
Oh,
guys
okay.
that just got here now. Where is it? That meme I did, that horrible meme. It's been floating around on the internet right now.
sorry.
Fuck, I lost all my shit. Anyways, you should see what the audacity of this bitch. Talk amongst yourselves. Oh, there it is.
Oh,
There it
here we
is.
go.
Horrible.
Yeah,
Terrible.
so Thor. Look at this shit. Look what this bitch was doing.
Hang on.
Add to stream.
describe it to me.
Oh, can you not see it? How do I get
Well,
the thing? Oh, there it is.
I'm in a car. I
So
can't
there
see
was
that
this chick
far.
on Twitter, and she said some shit, and then she linked to her OnlyFans, and her tits were hanging out. If you could see this right now, it is the most controversial thing I think I've ever shown on Rule
Yeah.
Zero. The channel's probably going to get demonetized from it, but I figured the audience needs to know.
Okay.
It's just the stick figure drawing.
Never thought with my art history degree I could draw a worse Wojak than actual 4chaners, but here we are.
A couple of grand later, and you have become a podcaster with a painting skill.
Yeah. Like I said, man, the lion, the witch, and the audacity,
The audacity
of
of
that
this bitch.
Yeah, the audacity of that bitch. The graphic arts degree in action.
Hey, that's what sells though. Milk taco donut.
But doesn't that scare you guys?
That's what sells right now. You know.
It's sad, but it does. But no, honestly, with the Lauren Southern thing, doesn't that scare you guys? Like,
How
I
do you-
think about that all the time. Like, I don't know where any of us are going to peak for this social media, online branding thing. No idea. But imagine the point where you have like your version of the celebrity weight loss, or like the Lauren Southern stuff. Like, that's the only way back in. Scares
back
the
to
shit
what?
out of
Like
me.
back to fame?
Yeah, the only way you'll get like your peak level of this is the Jack Napier best it's ever gonna get online, and then like a year later you're gonna be like showing off your dick on a selfie.
Oh,
Okay. Okay.
Jeff hit the wall.
Yeah.
Look, I have a certain opinion on this, and so it kind of starts out with a question. It's like, why do you want to peak? And some people would say money and shit like that. Look,
Yeah.
you can get a perfectly livable income from not being too famous on the internet. Perfectly do that. So find out how much you need and just keep going till you get there with what you want to do. Now I'm thinking for these people it's not even about the income, it's like the soothe my narcissistic fantasy kind of thing. And
Oh, that's true, Jack. I just had this very conversation with Pearl last night over dinner. It's external validation more than the money. I mean, the money's a driver, but that is so seductive to have adulation, and even if it's bad, somebody you're getting attention, and it is severe. It affects everybody. This external validation is so fleeting. It's there for the moment, and now we got to get to the next thing. So much so that they will manufacture it.
Yeah. But it's like the question, like, aren't you afraid you're gonna peak? In all honesty,
No, not
I
the
don't
peak.
feel a need.
The fact that you have to want to come back to your peak by embarrassing yourself like that.
Well,
I mean, some people are like that. Some people are just lol cows, where it's like, I don't care what kind of attention I get. I care that I get attention.
Honestly, though, like, what the fuck else is Lauren Southern gonna do? She's like 28 years old, has no discernible skills, has been in
Single
the
mom.
media industry for like 10 years, is a single mom, and has been banned from several countries. Like, what the fuck else is she gonna do?
OnlyFans?
Well, she's really disqualified herself from anything in reality that would be considered trad because of that media training and the issues that she's decided to go so public with. She's kind of disqualified herself from any fulfilling future relationship, really. In my opinion.
have we forgotten Michael's story? Not only will I have my cake and eat it too, I will have it with sprinkles and ice cream. There
Do you
will
know-
be a guy out there who will catch Lauren Southern.
I will piggyback off of that with 2 examples to prove it. Do you know who's happily married right now with a wonderful family?
Riley
Casey
Reid.
Anthony, Riley Reid.
Yep.
If those
Just-
two can fucking nail the landing, anybody can nail the landing.
So like,
Now,
Southern is
guys,
gonna be fine.
don't fall into the apex fallacy like they all do.
Oh,
Just
I guarantee
because
there'll
you
be
have a
some
few
losers
outliers.
too.
Look, if Southern can keep her looks, and which means stay thin for a woman, she's gonna be fine.
But oh yeah, somebody will
Yeah,
pick that up.
I have no doubt in my mind that some like Twitch streamer or some other like right-wing political pundit will pick her up. Like, I don't have a doubt in my mind at all.
And they don't even need to be monogamous. You can just say I'm opening up the relationship, and they'll agree to it because that's the coolest thing right now.
Well, that's the other thing that came out of this whole like entrapment kind of shit. Like, she had one of these like fucking well, I wanted to say a naughty word, but I can't say it on YouTube. She had one of these
Aw.
beta guys who helped her in this ruse, so to speak. I'm like, okay, dude, did you at least get a blowjob from this? Like, come on, at least tell me
No.
that. And we
Not
all know
even,
the
not
answer
even
to
a
that.
4-stroke thank you. Not even
Yep.
guaranteed.
Not even with a glove.
Longhouse. I need to have like a soundboard for that.
But there is a factor of wanting to believe in it, in this, that needs to be factored in. Where it's like,
What?
you need to want to believe what is being presented to you to have fallen for it, kind of thing, is what I'm
Oh,
saying.
you can't. You can only con the gullible. You can't con an honest man.
Yeah, kind of like that. It's like,
I will say
Yeah.
that. And Thor, you could probably agree with this or disagree. Do you notice though, a lot of this kayfabe, a lot of this goofy, guilty stuff, it only seems to work when people are guilty for fame. I've never seen anybody who doesn't really care. Just like Clary's been, what, 10 years he's been doing this?
yeah, Claire's been doing this so long.
Zero drama baited for him. He has zero. He doesn't need anything from
I-
anybody.
Yeah, and if I'm honest, after enjoying a bunch of time yesterday, I'm glad to be away from all that bullshit. I could gladly fade away and live the life I was living and living the dream. I could give a fuck. But you know what? I enjoy talking with you guys. But yeah, Clary's like that. He's so down to earth. He doesn't need any of this shit. So I agree.
I mean,
Yeah.
Clary got into trouble for disliking Mad Max Fury Road, but that was it.
Yeah,
Really?
it tripled his subscribers. You know?
Yeah, it's like
Time.
apparently
Yeah.
some feminist went after him because he said Mad Max Fury Road is feminist garbage. And then the Daily Mail or something wrote a hit piece on Clary, and that was it. That is the worst he
Oh,
ever
that's
got.
funny. He's not wrong though. What?
Mhm.
I
Nope.
was like, it's the only Mad Max movie I've ever seen that didn't have Mad Max. They just had
I
like a
know.
cardboard cutout of him in the seat.
Yeah.
It had
We need
Tom
somebody
Hardy.
to drive.
It had
Yeah.
Tom Hardy.
It's
and that
going to
was
be
it.
like that for a while. It will be like that for a while because of Hollywood adopting the Bechdel scoring system. So don't hold out for anything other than
I don't think it's
future,
that. I think it's
you know,
China.
Fury Roads.
I think because China's funding a lot of Hollywood right now, and I think they love this not
They
making
are.
money embarrassment shit.
It's like
Yeah.
Ryan, goddamn,
They
it,
are.
made me want to see Barbie.
Dude,
I
have you seen
haven't
it yet?
wanted to. No, I haven't wanted to go to a movie theater in ages, and now I'm kind of like, I could.
I will preface that you have to go in there, and whatever you think it's going to be, you have to ignore that. Go in there blank slate, and you will find this dystopic German existentialist rock opera with like RoboCop levels of social commentary, like it's just. I swear to God, I'm like, is he making fun of Ben Shapiro with this Will Ferrell character? I was like, holy fuck. And then I was like, this is great. My girl was like, this is not what I was wanting. Let's get out of here. I'm like, no, I'm
No.
not staying.
Yeah,
I like
Comedy.
there was a lot of pieces written about this, like targeting like online, almost like frog Twitter, and like the response to the Barbie movie, because a lot of guys have been memeing like the Kens and stuff and making the
I'm
movie
just
like the
kidding.
commentary on like the patriarchy and how amazing the movie was and everything. And all the like the news hit pieces are like, right wing men are not watching Barbie correctly. Here's how we can fix that or something. But guys
Yeah.
are just doubling
Oh,
down.
we
on
can
it,
watch
making
it correctly?
hilarious. Yeah,
Oh, we
yeah.
did. Even my girl said that. She's like, Barbie didn't have a character arc. At least Ken was the most interesting guy. I was like, she gets it.
That's what
She
all
gets
like that's what like all my right wing guys like at Frog Twitter have been saying. Like this is actually secretly one of the most like based patriarchy movies ever.
Yeah, it's awesome. And it's
Oh, no
like,
shit.
it pulls no punches from everybody. I don't know, either that writer is the most creative, clever person ever, or she's just like an unintentional genius.
Oh,
I
she's got to
really
be
want to watch it
unintentional,
now.
woman.
It's like, god damn it.
Oh, and
Ryan
the
made me
ending.
enthusiastic.
The ending
Comedy,
was the
gentlemen.
best, subverting expectations in a satisfying way I have ever seen in a movie. The final line sells it to you. It's worth.
Okay. Sure. Give me 2
Cynical
weeks.
subversion.
Yes. Oh, dude, it's cynical as fuck. I love it.
I do love how so many guys
Right.
have just been owning that. Like, I haven't seen the movie. All I've seen is like the stupid clips going around on Twitter. But the moment when like Ken goes up the escalator and just sees like the flashing of like all the accomplishments that men have ever made,
yeah.
like
Oh,
everyone
yeah.
everyone's just taking that clip and responding to like every single Twitter feminist with that one clip.
Yeah.
It's so fucking funny.
Horses, Reagan, that Stallone picture with him in the big fur coat, and then that's that fur coat that he starts wearing. He's like, yeah,
Yeah.
found out masculinity is about horses, guys, and they're like, that's fucking awesome.
So,
I
All
just
right, here's
love-
one for you.
Oh.
Question for Ryan. I think you guys could take this just as well. Any tips on being confrontational to women without coming off as butthurt?
Stop watching Fresh
yeah.
and Fit.
Yeah.
oh,
Well,
God.
well, there's that.
Why would you
Yeah,
want to
I
confront?
actually agree with that.
Why
You
do
can use
wanna-
finesse and do the same thing, and it won't come off confrontational. In fact, someone will appreciate your stern ability to guide the conversation and kind of put them in their place. It's, you know, you don't always have to butt heads with a woman directly. Some of that's done just because it's fun to watch, you know. In real
Remember-
life, does some of that occur? Sure.
Well,
As a
why-
last resort, like controlled anger, I mean, you just kind of set your boundary and, you know, tell her how it is, or if it's an argument, you just, you know, go nuclear on it. But
A while
other than
back,
that, use your tools, you know, withdraw your attention and, you know, or your time or commitment.
100%. Yeah.
a while back, there was this guy on Twitter who was like, my wife is pregnant and her girlfriends are sending her shit that men don't find pregnant women attractive.
Oh, that guy.
It's like, dude, first of all, like, you're not going to argue with her. You're not going to do anything. She wants comfort. And you just tell her something nice where it's like, look, me seeing you like this makes me want to put another baby inside you. You know, like, just soothe that. But
Yes.
after that, you kind of want to have a talk about the friends where it's like, this is sabotaging bullshit.
Yeah, not any. No,
It is.
everybody was mad at the guy for like trying to like go with that, and it's like not one of you guys was mad at that friend of me for fucking
Oh.
up their marriage.
It's
Hey,
like,
pregnant
dude,
person, here's some panic. Freak the fuck out for me.
Yeah, it's like, who told you this, and who is trying to sabotage our relationship? Because that bitch needs to go.
Well, the
Yeah.
thing
She is
about that,
miserable, lonely, and toxic. I hate using that word, but there's just no better word for it.
well,
She's
the
just
thing
jealous,
about
man.
that, the thing about that question too is just kind of like the way it's worded. It's like any tips on being confrontational. Like, why are you looking to go into a situation of being confrontational with women? Like, why are you looking for this?
Well,
You
how
know,
else
like-
are you
Barbie
gonna hold
was
them
better
accountable,
than
Red Hawk?
Well,
Oppenheimer.
exactly. I know.
I need this girl I barely know and have met twice. I need her to be held accountable. I need her to accommodate me.
Mhm.
You'd be surprised how many women that hold these high Western style viewpoints, when you're just a little bit letting them express some emotions, whether you agree or disagree, and you have crafted your language with them, how different they change on you instantly, and they're happy to have a conversation with you. Like, I don't know who just spoke, but they said, you're looking for a confrontation. That's really the wrong approach socially.
Ryan, do you
right
have
off
the
the
clip?
get-go.
Do you have the clip of
Which,
what's
oh,
his
I don't
name?
have any of the clips on this. No,
Oh,
so you'll
it's
have
such
to
a
put it
shame,
up.
but it's like, stop trying to find a woman who fucking aligns with you.
Oh, the Sam
Oh, the
Hyde
Sam
quote.
Hyde one?
Yeah. Oh, you, what you want is a man with Asperger's. Stop.
Oh yeah,
fucking
Jack.
lying.
Yeah.
All right, so who is? Oh, we are all Keno. Is that Kenuff?
Knuff.
Oh, I get it.
God.
So Ken and enough.
I mean, there was even a meme that Rolo can find himself in, where Ken is like standing there and he's flexing nonchalantly because he figures out he works out. Like,
Yeah.
there's even something for Rolo in there.
Maybe we should start calling this podcast the Mojo Dojo Casa, or was it
We should.
Mojo Dojo House Casa or something like that, or Casa House? Yeah, Mojo Dojo Casa House. And they're like, that's all house. You don't have to say any of that. It's like, well, that's what I'm calling it.
Damn it! I'm gonna have to watch this stupid ass movie now. Y'all keep
Yeah, I
talking.
really want to watch it.
Well, you, like, I think the problem is when you first hear about it, you hear that's designed for it's for girls and for kids, and it's not. It's designed for 40-year-old women, but it's so subversive that it's almost like not.
It's
But not in
secretly
not
made
in the
for
angry way
right-wing
that
men.
guys just yell about women online, like somebody who knows.
So the thing is like most of my exposure to this has come from watching like, you know, we'll call it like the right wing, you know, media commentary people like Critical Drinker and Nerdrotic, and just seeing their response to it already makes me like, no, I don't think you guys are right on this one. You know,
I don't think they watched it. I really don't.
I think they did, but I think they just have to make everything like political in certain regards because that's like their audience,
Wow,
pretty much.
they've gone full Jeremy on the quartering.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't say that bad. I mean, by the way, yeah, not that bad. I mean, but then again, I was seeing like Jeremy was going off on like all this like Born Southern shit, but just a friendly reminder: Jeremy's friends with ADJ, so be careful. with that
Really?
one.
All you
I
need
did
to
not
know.
know that.
Yeah. So everyone, just have a fresh reminder of that one.
All you need
I don't
to
know, man. I like ADJ as my litmus test. Like anybody who likes him. 2017, I can understand. Nobody knew who he was, but now, if you don't know, there's a reason.
Yeah, it's like that. You're not wrong. Like you worked with ADJ. It's like nope. Like I
Oh,
got
yeah.
asked to like do something with playing with fire. I'm like,
That guy, dude, he wants to
he-
fuck Erudite so bad. He says whatever she wants. It's fucking hilarious.
It's
Oh,
like he
is
collaborated
pretty
with
funny.
ADJ. No thanks. No
Yeah.
thanks.
Hey, does anybody know what the
Oh,
fuck
yeah.
an anti-prophet is?
Unrealized thoughts. Can you give me a moment? Like you bring up these people that we've never heard about and we don't care about, and all I wonder is why do you care about them? And then why do you even care what we think about them? We don't have to chew for you what you need to think. Okay? I like you, but stop asking us to chew your food.
Well,
Thanks.
I just don't know who the fuck it is. Is he just like the same tards that always rant about, you know, oh, the
Probably.
fucking custody laws?
I don't know, and I don't care.
It should tell you
Like-
something where like and I'm trying to word this properly, but like the guys like us who are online and like have these kinds of shows and things, you would think, you know, we're the ones who like in this guy's mind, he's thinking that we're supposed to know like all these other people, all these like other, you know, fellow content creators or competitors, or whatever the hell you want to label it as. But none of us care, none of us give a shit because this actually isn't our life. We're out doing other things, which is what separates us from, you know, like your F and Fs of the world.
Yeah, I
have
don't watch
to-
Manosphere content. This
Yeah, you're
shithole.
fucking kidding me? I don't know who any of these people are.
I only watch Ryan stuff.
I don't even watch my stuff. I'm like, fuck that guy.
You don't even look at yourself
Yeah,
in the mirror and it's
same.
Yeah. I like that. I watch Barbie.
I don't know
laugh
who
my
was just
ass off.
speaking,
Same
but
here.
who was just speaking
what?
because they coined it perfectly. Instead of content creators, he just called them content competitors. That's beautiful. With all the reactionaries going on right now, content competitor is perfect.
Dude, the only reason that offends me
Love it.
is because, like, when people start saying, that's your competition, I'm like, fuck, really? B-Meg looking
I
at
know.
you. See that guy there with the burnt to a crisp fingers and the fucking lazy eye? That's your competition on the power lines. You're like, really? Or Jack, I find some guy who's
I get it.
emaciated. That's your workout partner. He's your competition. Like, fuck
It's
you.
like, yeah, I don't even see it as competition where it's like, no,
No.
I don't watch that. Like my YouTube feed right now is like Pokemon cards and Final Fantasy lore. That's it.
I
Some
know you
workout
don't.
stuff.
I know you don't see it that way, but that's how those Twitch streamers that have flooded this area view it. I know they do.
Good for them, man. I've
They-
had
they
real
view it
conflict
as a
with real
competition.
people, and I have no
I
desire to
would
go back to
be-
that.
I
know.
would be absolutely, how do I phrase that? Flattered if anyone would see me as competition because I don't even know what I'm doing half of the time.
I would make fun of them.
Same,
Ryan is your
same, but
competition. I'm
that's how
like,
they
you
view it,
fucking
yeah.
tard.
But it's like I put on StreamYard, I ramble about working out, I banter with you guys, and I hope to provide some entertainment and
Yeah.
information, and that's it. I made it to 3K with just that.
Oh,
I'll put it
I
this
love
way.
it. I love it.
My
But
real
they-
life friends and coworkers, not a single person has ever seen anything. I've never got a text, or I got one text once 2 years ago. Is that you on a stream with Rolo Tomasi? That's the only in real life. And then one guy at a grocery
perfect.
store said, "Hey, thanks for your content." That's all. I don't think you're famous.
really
You get to
good.
talk about content creation until you can't go to a fucking movie theater without getting mobbed. Until then, fuck it. Nobody cares. Unless you get.
don't
did
be
you get-
surprised though if you guys don't get DM'd and you'll get a random. I mean it. You're gonna get a random nude pics, whatever. Block
Oh, yeah.
all that crap because they do see this as competition. Look at the ones that are the most popular. How do you explain an Abba and Preach that their entire existence is on takedowns and they have to continue to climb that ladder and get better and better at it, and yet they do. They view it as competition, and they're feeding themselves by doing that. So just be
But, like,
aware that the setup could affect all of us.
But I've
That's-
wondered about it, like a takedown of me. It's like this guy lives in a crappy house with Lego ships, and he thinks he's an alpha male. It's like, sir, the only
Yeah, but
thing you got
you're already
wrong.
down. You're already down. So
No, but it's like the
how
only
far
thing
can
you-
they take us down? We're already
No,
down.
But like the only thing you got wrong is that I think I'm an alpha male. Like I'm known for being the guy who says I've seen what alpha males do, and I don't want to be one. It's like
There you go.
so. Jack Napier takedown about what? It's like,
Well, it's not that important.
yeah,
Like, you know
it's
what? I have the T-Rex chat with a bunch of the guys that we do like the gaming content with. Do you know what we talk about with content creation? It's not about who our competition is.
Oh,
We're talking about like script writing. We're talking about video editing. We're talking about our shorts worth it. There's an AI program we're using now to cut these things up into
Yeah.
clips for us. There's all this stuff.
I found they're not worth it. In all honesty,
Yeah. Well, with the
I
AI,
tried
it
it.
makes it
And
easier.
they might get better. They might
Yeah,
get
because
better.
it's so automated that I don't have to put any effort into it. So now it's worth it for me. Like, is it worth paying a YouTube campaign for your stuff? Sorta, maybe. But you know what I mean? Not a single. We're not talking about somebody else doing a Diablo 4 stream as our competition, because they're not. The algorithm and the audience is your competition. And you have to figure out how to get to them, and you got to package your stuff. You got to make a good thumbnail. Like, here, you guys want some nerd shit? Here's some nerd shit.
yeah.
You need to have a clickbait thumbnail and title to get somebody to click on your video. However, if it is too good, the problem is the first 30 seconds you'll have too many people drop off, because from the clickbait on the title and the thumbnail, you need to deliver and let them know what they saw is what they're getting in the first 30 seconds. And if you lose too many people there, you're actually working against yourself. So it's like you have to balance that. And then after that first 30 seconds, you have to think about, how do I keep retention? You want that line to be flat. And then, so there's like three parts of this thing. And if you focus on, if you make like the greatest content ever, but you don't have a good thumbnail and thing, nobody will watch it. If you have the greatest thumbnail and content, but no hook, then everybody will drop off and the algorithm will kill you anyway. If you have the greatest first 30 seconds, but your last video part is trash, everybody leaves, it drops off a cliff, and again, you get killed. So you have to like balance all this disparate stuff, and understanding whether Lauren Southern is fucking Cuck Smurf doesn't factor into any of this.
I know, right?
Yeah, how do you
So
write
you're
a script?
saying-
How do you write a script that hooks people? That's fucking hard. It's fucking hard.
So you're saying that everybody's already left here then?
Yeah.
I've been like playing. I've been playing with
I'm
titles.
glad
and
it's that
thumbnails.
hard.
Yeah.
Like I've been using color theory on the thumbnails, but with the titles as well. I noticed last week with like Post Zero, what I tried to do was put the topic in front of what the show is. So like topic Post Zero, and I got way less views than when I do it the other way around. So I
Interesting,
figured
isn't it?
people,
Yeah.
yeah, where it's like people want to know what the show is. Like, is this show I like to tune into? So Post Zero first, then like the dash, then the topic.
Yeah,
I
you have to
figured.
learn your audience, and that's your audience likes the show more than like clickbaiting on the topic.
Yeah.
That's something you have to learn the hard way. Hey, Flawed. Yeah, see, exactly. He's awesome, by the way. He's like
Nice.
talks about this all day. This is
Flawed
why I
is
can't stand
great.
those guys that think this is your competition. It's like, no, it's not.
Dude, Flawed spits some great bars. It's like, what the hell, man? He's good.
You know what? He should be bigger than Zuby. He really should, because unlike
Oh,
Zuby,
yeah.
I actually know Flawed's fucking rhymes.
He was
He
really
may not
good
be a
on
power
Red Morning.
deadlifter.
I mean, Flawed doesn't seem like the kind of guy who would pivot to like garbage manosphere stuff.
He was on the show. He's actually he's one of my favorite guests.
Yeah, I
Because
remember
he's probably the
good
most
show.
like unabashedly honest and raw out of everybody I've ever talked to, and that's like I appreciate the shit out of it.
He was great. That
Yeah.
one was great.
I'm gonna have to look at it. Yeah.
Oh yeah, dude, check it out. His things. If you ever need to hire somebody, if you don't want to make like a heavy metal rock like intro for your thing, if you wanted some like trap beats or whatever, I would get him. He doesn't mumble rap very well though,
Cool.
so if you want that, you're not going to get him.
No, I'm always interested in that. My son's a pro musician too. He does all mine. He wrote all the music for my channel. So yeah,
See-
I love that stuff.
See what I mean? They don't even know. He has it in his fucking bio that he's a rapper. And then how did he get known? Because he was like, I'm gonna be a woman today and powerlift. And then he got it there. And now he's ranting about whatever. You ask people. That's like Tate. Does anybody know? Ask him which kickboxing championship did he win? Nobody fucking knows. Nobody knows. Lauren Southern, what are you known for? I don't know, being pregnant? Like,
Every woman ever.
it's the fucking prequels, Jack. I'm telling you. You remember that? Where Yoda was like the wise trainer. He had like a purpose in the thing was to teach him. And then what the prequels do? You know, it'd be great if Yoda did like backflips and like had
Okay.
lightsaber battles and they fucking ruined them.
Ryan, you put yourself into a corner because I have backup. I have Red Hawk with me, and we're gonna tell you why the prequels are awesome.
No,
I want you to explain to me
no.
why making the old, wise, 800-year-old Yoda doing a fucking backflip fighting a lightsaber battle somehow makes his character anything less than an empty shell. How does that make it
shows
better
you
than
he
Star
is
Wars
also
C-3PO
capable
cereal
with
that
the
sells action
blade.
figures, sir?
It shows you he is a master of the blade.
He's
Just
not a
like
master of the blade. He
I
was a
think-
master of the Force. The part
I-
when he lifted up the Millennium or the fucking TIE fight or the X-Wing
X-Wing.
with his mind was the whole point was I am weak, I'm small, and I'm old. But if you have the Force, you don't need. Remember that? He pinched the fucking Luke, and he's like, "You don't need this crude shit."
Yeah.
He's like, he was literally saying, "You don't need violence and strength, and you don't need to be a big warrior to be the most amazing hero ever." And then what
Well,
they do,
I
they
think you're-
throw that out.
Maybe
Well, hold on
that's
here.
what he learned on Dagobah.
Yeah, hold on
Maybe
here, Jack. This is kind of what I'm going to be getting at here. And Ryan, I think you're right. However, I
Uh-oh.
think
Right.
this thought process that I think him going to fight Palpatine kind of further proves your point, Ryan. Like he loses the lightsaber in that fight. He gets knocked down. He takes his licks. He takes his beatings, and he kind of learns from that. He's like, "Oh, I must go into exile now." It's like he tried to go in and be the guy, but he wasn't the chosen one. He tried to go in and fight, and it just wasn't his time. You know, and now
And
he's
that's
like,
He
why
lost.
he learned on
See, now-
Dagobah that he doesn't need the strength. It
I-
fits.
That
It fits.
sounds awesome. Now, here's the point I'm making. If you need to have all of that fan fiction to make that bullshit movie make sense, maybe Lucas could have put that in the fucking script. Maybe.
Or maybe Lucas was like, this man, Ryan Stone, he can think. I don't need to chew his food.
He
You
doesn't
are
give a fuck. He's
undercutting
making
yourself,
$8
sir."
billion. He's like, fuck all those Star Wars fans. I hate every one of them.
I will say that you know, the thing that I like about the prequels is that they were at least made with some kind of vision in there, and they weren't antagonistic towards the fans. Well,
Yeah.
which definitely
In
is the case
retrospect,
with
I
the
guess that's
sequels.
the.
Yeah.
How sad is that? Movies now are such shit. You're like, you know what? It's like when people are saying that George Bush Jr. You know what? The War on Terror wasn't so bad in comparison. That's where we're at with the prequels. Wow,
Well-
Abu Ghraib wasn't so bad.
I'm just saying, Palpatine's whole arc is pretty good.
Yeah, his was okay. I mean, it was a little hammy, but I think that was on purpose, and I don't mind
He
that.
loved it.
He was the
loved
one
it.
character who had an arc. I'll give it that. Everybody else was a hunk of wood.
Well, yeah, because
But is that the acting?
George can't
or-
write. George is an ideas guy. He's not a writing guy.
Dude,
And he
his
needed somebody to
ex-wife-
say no.
He owes her such an apology for blacklisting her out. She would have saved the prequels
Mhm.
in the edit. That's what she like. Star Wars would have been just as bad as the prequels if his fucking wife didn't fix that shit in the edit.
Mhm.
And then what did he do? You're more popular than me. He pulled an ADJ and like defrauded Rolo and kicked him off the thing. And now she's gone. She's literally like she is Star Wars and she's gone now and nobody knows her name.
Yeah, but that's the thing about like Empire as well. Like even everybody gives George credit, which it's kind of like a Tim Burton thing because
Yeah.
The Nightmare Before Christmas wasn't even. How was that again? It wasn't directed by Tim Burton, I believe. And that's
Produced,
the
wasn't
same
it?
thing.
It was produced, right? Wasn't it?
Yeah, something like that. And that's the same thing with Empire Strikes Back. Like everybody loves Empire Strikes Back, but Lucas didn't even direct it.
Yeah.
It's like
He was like
It's-
Dan Aykroyd. He's the ideas guy, but you can't let him have full control because
Yeah,
then you
exactly.
get that fucking Dan Aykroyd shit.
mhm.
Like Nothing
Yeah.
But Trouble. That's making the rounds right now on movie review Twitter. If you've ever watched that, like the main character has a penis for a nose. Like that's
So-
the Dan Aykroyd brain.
So we can agree that Rolo's YouTube is like the prequels. Like had to do it. Had to.
Actually, you know what? Yeah, fair enough. This Destiny argument is the Yoda swinging a fucking lightsaber doing backflips. Going after the Emperor.
That's funny.
I feel
Love you.
bad. Like the people that love him the most are his worst critics.
I know, right?
Yeah.
But he needs some tough love every now and then.
He does. I would love. I miss the 5 hours of him talking about sexual
He
dynamics. They were
got
good.
some this weekend. He'll be. Hopefully, we'll get back to that. Yeah.
That's good. That and
Hey,
I'm
no.
liking how his
Yeah.
music is starting to get things again with the Trial of Ascension.
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
go.
I think that'll help. Yeah.
Yeah. But it's all good. So I
Get
guess we
back
got,
to live
we got
life.
another 15 minutes here.
All
What do
this-
you guys think? I don't want to waste Star Wars for the last half hour.
No, all the
We don't?
shit, all the shit, and all this drama and stuff of people getting set up. It's all gonna blow over in like a month. Nobody's gonna
Yep.
care anymore, and we can just move on. Hopefully,
Nice.
yeah, I know it would be nice, but I don't know. People are always saying like with the American elections coming up, people are gonna pivot and move away. And God, I hope it's true.
That would be so nice.
Yeah, it would be.
Yeah. Because isn't that what the thing is now? Somebody did some chart and staff or some studies where the women are voting liberal and the men are voting conservative, and it's like it's boys versus girls, the 6-year-old dodgeball game now.
Yeah,
And that's
it's been
politics.
going that way in American politics for the last like
Yep.
60 years or so. I
That's when
mean,
you get the sex strikes. You're like, if you vote Republican, I want a sexy of you. Women, those terms are acceptable because
Dude,
all the
Canada's
women-
doing it too, and it's so on the nose. Like the liberals are just giving away money and going into debt. Like, tell me that's not like a soon-to-be ex-wife political strategy. 20% inflation,
It
and
is,
then getting
actually.
mad, blaming Loblaws, our grocery store, because, dude, you put $1 trillion in the economy. Now groceries are more expensive. That guy is too greedy. You're like, the fuck?
it's just hilarious to watch like both sides of the aisle in America try and pander to the women. The right
Yeah.
tries to do it to make some money, and the left does it for votes, and it's just laughable. Well,
You know,
the whole thing is longhoused.
Yeah.
It was,
It's
it
been
would be-
around a long time, guys. Yep, it's been like that. You can find threads of that all the way back into the 60s easily. And
Jesus.
definitely. Hey, there is some exciting stuff on the horizon. Since we're short on time, there is a lot of moves afoot to kind of get back to basics, at least in this space. And there's going to be I think there's going to be good content that's going to come back around, well produced. A lot of guys that care about the stuff we do, and you guys all know who they are really
Yeah.
really looking to the future and trying to come up with things that will be valuable. And when I say valuable, I mean valuable content that's enjoyable to watch and just not a cry about women, although they'll always be a part of that. But it's kind of exciting to look at from a distance and then be involved in peripherally. So
Nice. I can't
I look
wait to see
forward
what
to all of
Savo
that.
does next. Like the Captain Savaho was
I
pretty
predict it's-
entertaining.
I predict within a year he'll be out of Vegas. That's what I say.
Out of it, like what, into Hollywood?
Things are
or-
moving there.
That'll be good.
No, I think Vegas is turning into a center of gravity for a lot of content.
Oh, it's the new
and-
Miami?
Yeah, there's a lot of production values there, and it's very close together with a lot of resource access, and I think that has a lot of potential.
I'm fine with that. Miami's
we'll
fucking
see.
shit.
See, it's crazy. As a Canadian,
Yeah.
we don't have these kind of like hubs. Like if we tried to make it, it wouldn't work. There'd be some regulation in the way. Canada is always cutting down the tall trees. So when I hear you guys say America is like, oh, this year we got a new gold rush and everybody goes there and makes $1 million and buys a Bugatti and yells at women, I was like, holy fuck. Canada needs to get our shit together. Now do you see
You
why
know,
we're
it's
in
a big
American
part of that.
politics?
I
It's
mean-
the only way to make any money and get talented.
Well, you
Well,
can't even be interested.
Las
in yours,
Vegas is
man.
in Nevada, and it's very less regulated. So, the margins in this business is really tight anyway for
Yeah.
those that want to make a living at it. So it makes sense to be somewhere like Miami, or what's the next best thing that has that kind of environment? It's going to be Nevada. So definitely not California.
So what happened to
or
Texas? I
even
thought Texas was supposed to be the...
Yeah, but all us Californians ran over there to Austin, and it's not bad, but it is not as I would say it's not as good of an environment as Miami and Nevada right now. It's close, but that's where we're at.
You know what's funny, Thor? This is like we were talking about. I was making fun of the 2012 Manosphere takes. This is kind of the same as the OkCupid one, and that I don't know if you heard about it, but the
Yeah.
idea was that all these dating sites, there is there's a bell curve shelf life. It started with like Match.com, and then Plenty of Fish, then OkCupid, then Tinder, then Hinge, then Bumble, whatever. And it was the idea at first it's sexually desirable, attractive people. They go onto a platform, they're all fucking off it, and it's great. Plenty of Fish used to be the place to get a blowjob within 6 hours. And then it gets popular, and then the Uggos come in, and then they try to take advantage, and then all the attractive people leave because they're tired of like Land Whale Central, and they go to the next platform.
Yeah,
And so it's constantly like ugly people, scary. It's like the California thing. They moved to Texas, now Texas sucks. And it's funny because the cycles are getting faster. Because I think it was Plenty of Fish was like 5 years.
yeah.
OkCupid was 2. Tinder was 1. It's at the point now where they're measuring the life cycle of things in months. So I don't even know what's new. Like
Yeah.
Bumble and Hinge, and I don't know what's after Hinge now, but apparently Twitter.
Well, yeah, maybe Twitter, but yeah, maybe. But look at Instagram just a while ago. I mean, everybody's been saying Instagram is like this amazing dating thing or profile thing.
Oh yeah, if you want to shit on a girl's chest, you find her on Instagram.
I guess so, because I've had random girls sending nudes, and it's like, fuck, block. It's got to be dudes doing it. So
Well, that means you're making it as a
crazy.
content creator. Like even in the Reddit days, that's when you knew you were like good at what you did. You got death threats and nudes. Sometimes in the same
It was a little bit whoa. And when I first got it, I went, "What the hell is this?" I'm blocking that.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, yeah, if you're, it's crazy. But
Like, has
yeah, I
anybody here
guess
not
maybe-
received a nude and a death threat in their DMs at some point?
Yeah, I get tired of all the dick pics.
I haven't had any of those, not yet.
Dude, LinkedIn? So Baron's in the thing saying LinkedIn. Who's picking up somebody on linked fucking in? Jesus Christ. How low have we fallen?
Twitter's
America!
got
Now,
popular.
hang on. Boss babes definitely need a dominant masculine man. So, they're putting on that masculine face. So they're all on LinkedIn. But what they really want, Ryan, is they want a Ryan Stone to rock their world. All right?
Fuck that.
Don't
I'm a
discount
happily
it.
taken man.
God, I love how derpy your dog looks with the tongue hanging out on the side.
I was so pissed at the vet, man. I was talking to the vet. They're like, we got to remove a bunch of his teeth. I'm like, he's not going to have his tongue hanging out. She's like, no, it'll be fine. His tongue's fucking hanging out. I'm like, look, doc,
Oh,
I can handle it, but you got to let me know. Like, I need you can't just walk into that. That bitch. And that's the worst part. He's the only thing in this house that has a kill count. He went and snapped a
Really?
bird out of the sky one day and brought it to us. He's like, all right, I killed this for
Amazing.
you. And now look at him.
So he's His tongue hangs out because he lost a tooth.
Oh, he's lost like 30 teeth. He's got like 3 left.
Oh.
And that's
I
how he
killed
took
it
out my
for you.
thumb. 'cause
Man,
he's
you
still
gotta-
got the same bite power, but he's only got 1 tooth. He's like a hole punch.
Is that the one that took
Oh.
your thumb? That
Yeah,
tooth?
that's this guy.
Oh god.
Man, my golden retriever killed a baby deer the other day. I mean,
Oh,
it's
damn.
like 1 day old. It was
Really?
awful. It's like the saddest thing I've seen in a while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're acting like they're
Oh.
happy because it's like instinct.
Yeah, that brought it back.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Oh, look at this.
Look, here's dinner. Venison.
Hey,
Fresh.
it was pretty
Yeah.
good, tender.
Yeah. So it's sad.
Caretaker is like,
Yeah.
this for you.
Venison.
But it reminds it's like living with Muhammad Ali during the last years. You're like, dude, this guy was the best champ ever, and now he's sitting there like, like, God damn it! No offense to Muhammad Ali fans, but you know what happened.
He
Oh,
worked
my
at
God.
he worked at the Home Depot and shook the paint for him the last few years.
All right. Every website is a dating website if you're Indian enough. Dude,
True.
the Bobs. Did you guys? Oh yeah, here's another 2012 one for you, Thor. There was a research paper came out of University of Toronto. Somebody actually did like an analysis for their PhD thesis on the manosphere, and they said Toronto is where pickup came to die because of all of our immigration from India. That they invaded the spaces because the cultural differences were too great. Bobs and Vagine essentially is what killed the industry of Roosh and mystery. And it was like,
LOL.
somebody's got a PhD from that shit. Can you believe that?
No, yes, absolutely.
And that was like
What's
a hit
going on
piece
in
for the
academia
manosphere for
right
the
now?
longest time. Because like as soon as you put science notation on something in an abstract, they're like, well, that's truth. Which is my favorite part
Scientism
about science.
is crazy.
Yeah.
Oh,
There you go,
absolutely. They can get it. They can go in there and they can write any paper they want. They can use subjects of convenience, and yeah, that's how they get funded, by doing shit like that.
hmm And you got to cheer it on. Like, hey, women love that too. It's like, oh, look at the science says that you have to wear a mask. It's like, wait a minute, do they really? And you look, it's like out of Wuhan in 2021. You're like, it's a little sus on this study, madam.
Hey,
Plus, I was saying this
that might
today.
not be a bad idea.
Well, here's the thing. You see all these girls now, they're like cheerleading science and stuff and talking about how great they are with kids
Yeah.
and all that. Do you remember in the 70s and 80s where they actually had to put out campaigns to tell girls to stop drinking and smoking when they were pregnant? Like they had to be convinced.
Yes.
And all of a sudden now I'm supposed to take their word.
Yes.
Like, fuck that. I'm not taking their word for it.
Maybe we can convince them to bring paper bags back and get them to wear those instead.
Canada's banned
Yeah.
bags. So now instead of those
I know.
5-cent plastic bags, we have to buy $2 big, thick plastic bags and leave those in the ocean instead.
Yeah, I know, and they last for hundreds of years instead of just 10.
Yeah. Well, it's more than that. It's somebody did the math on it, and you know those big plastic bags. You have to use those about 1,000 times until the amount of plastic that they have equals the amount that you have to use for like the cheap plastic bags. And have you
Yep.
you guys have gone grocery shopping? Have you used one of those
What?
reusable bags 1,000 times yet?
Grocery
I haven't.
shopping.
No. And you know what? The reason we have those is because their campaign contributors make fucking plastic bags.
Dude, I was in the state. I went to Buffalo last month. Oh my god! I went into a Taco Bell and they gave me a plastic straw, and I was like, I almost left the loyalty list and fucking started like, get the fucking Brits out of Canada. Like I was that guy, just from a plastic straw.
Oh,
you
you're
guys
gonna-
with your goddamn freedoms.
If
You
So did
called
you
the
get-
cops
you
on
get
them for having a
called?
plastic straw?
Yeah, I haven't seen a plastic straw in a year. It was awesome.
what happens when you get caught at the border smuggling in plastic straws?
Oh, dude, they'll euthanize you, 100%.
The May program.
Put you up against the wall.
Yeah.
They'll healthcare your ass. They'll
you-
healthcare you real
Yeah.
good.
you
Oh
ever-
shit.
Are you ever gonna leave, Ryan?
I want to. My girl and I have been talking about it constantly, but the problem is now we have too much choice. Like, where do you want to go? We can literally go anywhere,
Ah,
and now it's hard because we're like, well, where do we go? I don't know.
Hmm.
But we've narrowed it
the
down.
paradox of choice.
Exactly.
What do you
So
wanna
we've
eat?
narrowed
I don't
down.
know.
Calgary
You
looks
want
good if we're
Chinese?
going to stay in Canada.
Mexican food.
In the States, Florida would be a good option. New York actually looks like the state, not the city. Looks kind of fun. And I've heard things about Texas, but we want to go try it out first. And if it was Europe, we
I
were
was born in
thinking
Texas. It's not bad.
Well, that'll be good. And then in Europe, maybe Spain. And my girl loves Santorini, but I'm like afraid of Greece.
Yeah.
But then I'm like, oh, I don't know.
Santorini, interesting.
But yeah,
Yeah.
then which one do we go to? Why do we go? I don't know.
I hear very good
The thing-
things about Madrid and Spain.
I would too, and it makes
Yep.
sense because it's kind of like a Oh, you guys won't get the reference. It's kind of like how Wales is to Britain. It's like the farmer country. It's not the high tight end.
Right.
You know,
It's low key.
Yeah.
So,
It's kind of like a
you're
very
not-
beautiful
you're not-
version
you're
of
not-
like the flyover states for Europe.
So you're not
And the-
considering Cebu in the Philippines?
Yeah, passport bros.
You're not-
No.
you're not
As much as
considering
I want to
Philippines?
hang out with retired Australian miners
wait.
and their 18-year-old wives, I don't really feel like it.
The level of implied dread would be amazing.
I'm sure it would. I don't know, man. I never got into the Thailand girls. I never got into the Filipino girls. I never got into the lady boys. I got the white guys I sailed with loved it. For me, it was just kind of like, eh.
I mean, we gotta leave
The best
something.
thing-
Dante.
The best
Croatia
thing
would
is
be
that
nice.
you've
You're right,
got,
Bugwell. Croatia
You
would be
got
nice.
the generic race number one, so you
Dude,
fit
I
in no
pass
matter
for
what.
anything. You guys have no idea how like racism doesn't apply to me because you can't even get it right. It's awesome. You got to try it. Thor, a little bit of a tan. They'll think you're Italian. Jack, you're literally
Ah,
the
there you go.
generic Bond villain. All you have to do is start using the word Zed where it's not appropriate. Like, instead of THs, use Zs. Instead of Fs, use Zs. Whenever you speak, and they're
Okay.
like, dude, that guy's a
Z.
Bond villain.
Oh, so it's like my big-breasted supremacy Twitter voice.
Exactly.
Sie filthy
Yeah.
Schlitz.
Yeah. Oh my God. Where's John McClane? All right. So let's end this one. We got 10 minutes. I don't know if you guys got something to pitch. Let's pitch it. Let's hope you enjoyed. Audience, I hope you
I do,
enjoyed
and I gotta
this.
go.
Okay, please do.
Yep. Guys, I just released my book, A Dominant Masculine Presence. Please take a look at it on Amazon. Just look for RP Thor. You'll find the book there. It seems to be starting to take off. I appreciate everybody that's looked in there and given comments. That, and then check out the Dragon Ship today. I think you guys will like it. I am going to actually go back in history and define what SIMP actually stands for. And I'm going to introduce what GIMP actually stood for. And on top of that, I am going to do a reading on the Dragon Ship of I Am a Modern Western Woman. So you guys are going to want to hear that because it's pretty damn funny and I get a little racy with it. So go and do that. And I appreciate Brian taking the Rule Zero to a different level today. One of the funnest episodes I've been on. And of course, I love it. That's a good one. Thank you, Ryan. Skull.
Hey, it's phoned in, but fuck it. I'll take it. Thank you, sir. All right,
Of
Jack.
course it's phoned in.
Hey, literally.
Yeah. See you
All right,
guys.
have fun, bro. All right,
Cheers,
Jack, come
Thor.
on. Tell us
Bye.
about the new Lego set.
Oh. Yeah. There it is. Right there.
Holy shit.
Build
We're
it for my
joking.
birthday, man.
Build it for my birthday. No, link to my channel is in the chat. Go check out the last Ready Evening we did last night. Also, if the Manosphere, we tell you to lift, but a lot of guys have never lifted before. Luckily for you, I do online personal training. My clientele is mostly beginners. That's where I find the most joy into coaching guys who are just starting out, have no experience in the gym. Help me help you get the basics down. Personalized training program, diet plan, private Discord, weekly form checks, and a monthly consultation. So go check that out, please. Link is in the chat. And that's it for me.
All right. And then I guess, Hawk, I don't have you enough on here. I got to make the effort to get to one of your late night streams and that.
Yeah, I mean, whenever you're available, man, we have fun for sure. But yeah, so I put my link in the chat as well. You guys can take a look at my channel. I do a show on every Thursday, talk about all manner of topics. This one this week was pretty good, if I do say so myself. Talking about women in male spaces. So give that a look if that fancies you guys. And then I
love 'em.
also. Yeah, and then I also run a company, the Old Glory Club for Americana politics and news. If you guys are interested in any of that stuff, so go over and check out Right Wing News if that's what you're interested in. But always a pleasure, Ryan. Thanks for having me on.
All right.
Oh, and tomorrow, Post Zero is going to be on my
Ooh,
channel.
I actually set this up so it redirects to that, so they'll have the link to it.
Nice.
All
Thank you.
right.
I ask you guys every time I do a stream, I will redirect to anybody who's got anything on the go.
Nice.
And I
Thanks.
guess, Marty, do you have a spiel, Marty, or can I just end it while you stand there doing nothing?
You just end it while I'm working. I'm always working, making them millions, bro.